Alright. Thank you all for joining me this evening. Sorry for being away for so long. I've just been absolutely fucking swamped. And it's been asinine to actually try to resolve or get really anything done in a meaningful time. I mean, holy shit. It has been rambunctious as hell. And I also think I have a constipation issue too. So if I like randomly vomit in the middle of the stream, that's probably why. Like, I'm not actually sick, but I can see how like I'm like so backed up that it actually could be causing reverse peristalsis, which does actually happen. Like, if you are constipated to an unholy degree, your stomach will actually eventually reverse the direction of your intestines, and you will vomit crap. You also run the issue of getting, like, multiple, many diseases from that, so do not. Make sure to eat your veggies. I need to start doing that. I need to start getting lettuce and crap in here. Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. Let's get that headbanging going. Love that shit. So, how you guys feeling today? Welcome back. I haven't really done this yet, so we're just gonna go ahead and fancily do all of our daily writs this evening. And I think actually yesterday I did some more of those writs, and actually I was able to get another box for our lovely scrumptious base. And I think also what we're going to plan on doing today is that I want to start recording something for a video. So I'm more than likely probably going to, at one point in time, take off all these notifications and music off the stream. Because what I'm going to do is that I'm going to switch over to one of my recording screens, thingamajiggies. And I'm just going to be recording my screen and then uploading that to YouTube. Well, I mean, I won't be straight up just like ripping and tearing that shit. I'll actually be doing some editing to that. I'm not like Alcaster Fangrush that just like sits there with nothing going on the screen, just passively going over what they're doing in the thought process. I actually did a little bit of editing for this. I actually made intro cards for this as well. So actually, let me see if I can show you that shit. I think I did it. No, the guild does not need me. Get out of here before I slap your tits. Let's get out of here. Nope, that's C drive. I need D drive. Now, let's see. And I told you all about that busted ass hard drive here. I have it actually right here in my hands. It's an old refurbished SATA 3 solid state Neuron GTX from Corsair. 250 gigabytes, but this thing was empty and it's also not working properly. It also doesn't appear to actually be sealed shut. So if I took off this tape, I'm pretty sure this thing would bust open. So, yeah, Corsair, please screw in your hard drives effectively next time. I don't want to buy a refurbished piece of shit. Hey, what's up there, Beer? How you doing? Welcome. And thank you all for being patient with me. I mean, this is an inordinate amount of time and a abnormally long break for a streamer to take, and I appreciate you all for being patient with me. As well as I also am trying to pump out some more YouTube content there, because I am starting to see the benefit for the stream when it comes to actually making YouTube content. Like, I actually find that people who enjoy watching videos all tend to enjoy watching streaming as well. So if we can kind of like blend those markets together, I feel like I'll be able to satisfy your guys' Cardinals cravings. Because if you don't know, I actually did recently make out a fancy-dancy little video here about potential view botting on Twitch, so that should be an interesting little thing to explore. Awesome, got nothing there. So actually, yeah, Scandinavia. I'm pretty sure Bjor is Polish, if I remember correctly. But it's been a hot second, so sorry if I get it wrong. Ah, here we go. So I actually did get a few things done here, so let's see if I can pop these up. So we actually had these nice little cards here that we made for the various aspects of a build guide. So we'll have one for armor sets, one for abilities, one for champion points, one's for food and all that jazz. Food, potions, and races, so mostly stat boosters. Nope, shit. Well, that was me then. I always get it wrong. That was the old one. We're actually probably not going to be using that one. Got the one for testing, and for the sake of PvP testing, this testing card would be used in... Oh, let's turn that down. But this actual testing card would be used in situations in which I would hopefully be showing off actual battleground testing at this point in time. And then at the very end, we'll talk about why to do this build and what's the benefit of it. And so with regards to actually my Mage build, the reason why this build itself would actually be absolutely fabulous for BGs is just due to the wide range of applicability for it, as well as just due to the fact you can get so many freaking points with the build. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, the thing is, let me see. I believe in my screenshots, I even had a game yesterday night in which I got a shitload of actual points. So, my games... Nope, it's not there. Other scrolls and live screenshots. I mean, what did you expect from a Daedric Prince? Shitty's one, son of a bitch. Ah, here we go. So, look at this. We got this one game right here with 5,000 points. Absolutely freaking beautiful. I mean, rarely do you get 5k points in the game without absolutely trying. And, to be fair, our team did kind of stomp quite hard. I mean, these two boys did a lot of kill securing, and all of our team had really high assist ratios. So that means they were all really heavily involved in combat. Still KFC out of 10. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. The thing is, though, I'm actually really freaking worried about the day when... what is it? When the artist who made that cat picture starts finding out who the fuck I am, and I just get absolutely bashed over my head. Ooh. And my OBS is using a hell of a lot more CPU usage right now. I mean, I expect that, though, because the thing is that OBS, FaceRig, Google Chrome, and ESO all use a shitload of CPU power. And I only have a quad-core CPU. And I'm running, like, 16 tabs, at least 4 background programs. And I'm expecting this one small CPU to handle that all without ever sort of chugging. I mean, I'm surprised it does so well to begin with, but thing's beautiful. I mean, I probably could reduce this FPS down to 30, and that probably would help out immensely. I mean, I could change it to super fast. Would that actually change the CPU usage? I am from the Faroe Islands. Okay, pretty damn sweet. I don't know where the hell that is, but let me take a gander at it. Faroe Islands. Okay. Now let's take a look on the maps. Where would that be, actually? So you're... Okay. So you're in the islands way the fuck north above Scotland. You're kind of like halfway between Iceland and the UK. Not too damn shabby. I swear, wasn't that the island in which... I'm trying to remember. Like, wasn't there like that weird little tradition you do where you get like bird eggs from a certain cliff at a time of year and it's considered a delicacy? Because I swear I remember seeing a video about that. I don't know, I may be completely off and I may be thinking of a different like island system entirely. I'm actually surprised though, considering how far away that island system is from like the mainland of Europe. Yes, okay, so I am thinking of the right place. Okay. Yeah, I saw a video about that, yeah. Seems like a really cozy place. But what was it I was trying to think of? Like, how the devil do you get internet all the way out there, considering how small of an island it is, and considering you're probably, you know, hundreds and hundreds of kilometers away from the nearest... Oops, sorry about that. Hundreds of kilometers away from the nearest mainland. Like, how do you get internet out there? Do you, like, use, like, radar dishes, satellites... Or do you use straight up line? I mean, if you use the line, that actually would be really impressive. Expensive, but impressive. That's actually pretty sweet. I'll say the closest thing we actually get to like a situation or even a nearly system like that, you have to go like really fucking far north in Michigan to get something like that. And of course you get nothing. Just take a look here. What's your actual... You're almost good on blacksmithing, you're good on clothing. I mean, we're already level 6 in jewelry crafting on this Chikorito, so it's actually pretty sweet. We actually probably could change this dude's, his actual stats higher up eventually. The thing is that we actually might have to actually buy materials like copper and silver and all that jazz if we wanted to actually bump up the stats. Let's actually skip this playlist or this song. I just hear this thing way too damn often. Yeah, that's better. Nice, okay. So we'll finish these off and then, I don't know, depending on how many people are in here, I guess we could do a giveaway. I've been getting a crap load of gold. So I wouldn't mind actually changing that out. Divvying that out to certain people. Actually, wait, didn't I have to actually get Vicky her money? Yeah, she's still in Discord. Well, no, I can't actually take a look in there. Crap, okay. Desktop, Discord. There you go, sweet. When was the last time that Chikorita was on? Vicky. Here we go. I have no idea, but that absolute picture she has there for her Discord is edgy as shit. Oh my god. It's the Joker with, like, I'm strong because you think I'm weak. Like, oh my fucking edgy. Please, I can cut myself with that thing. Let me minimize that. I think there's a line from the island. Well, damn, that's impressive. That would be expensive as hell. Although I guess that would be cheaper and more consistent than using satellite or radio antennas. Well, that radio towers cost a crap load too. I mean, I remember having to do something similar for up north in Michigan, where because of how very minimal the ISPs are up there and how anti-competitive it is, very few development projects have actually been undertaken to actually provide land wire to most of the homes there, even though like the majority of places are actually vastly developed, and it's actually kind of obnoxious. But one of the options was to actually put up a fucking radio tower to beam internet from one place to another. But the thing is, that's still going to offer you extremely high latency, intermittent weather conditions, and it still costs like $50,000 or $60,000 to install such a system, which it's not even remotely possible. I would rather just wait, put in a petition for the local ISP to put in wires and wait half a year. That probably would make more sense. Star, 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 Azura, star, star. Hey, look at that. Got another one of those bad freaking tempering alloys. 5K right there. Remember to do your writs. You can earn so much money from doing them. And it's a very passive process. Let's take a look here. What else was I doing? I may turn down the encoding settings on stream, because my computer is going to start dropping frames if I do anything intensely with this. So, 1 second, I'm going to quickly stop this, change it to 30 FPS, and then we'll be right back. So it should be applying real quickly. We're just flipping on and off ever so slightly. Beautiful, there we go. Alright, so that should heavily reduce my CPU usage. It's strange, it is really strange. Because for some reason, recording at my native resolution or frame rate for my monitor takes 20% of my CPU, but recording at 30% only uses up 7%. So it's a strangely weird, like, exponentially increasing amount of demand if you actually want to record in higher settings. Like, if I wanted to record in 60 FPS on 60 FPS on a 4K monitor, that would melt my system. Absolutely fucking melted. So I don't know if I could actually do it per se. It'd actually be kind of cool if I could use my laptop in a way for that power. To actually kind of just like have it how should I say, like have my laptop be a slave to my main PC, and just kind of like allow my laptop to or allow my desktop to offload encoding to my laptop. But I feel like that would require some really fucking high tier programming and setup that I don't even know how to do. That I'd probably have to get things like a Thunderbolt cable or advanced communications. I know. I'm just gonna keep it simple and use one system. If anything, if I really needed to actually bump this thing up, I could always go for like a Threadripper or something ridiculous like that. Although, from what I understand, did AMD release their new Ryzen lineup? Like that Ryzen 3 something 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 that has like 12 or 16 cores? That would be absolutely fantastic to have for something like me. Yeah, nothing from you either. And also, on a side note, you peeps right there, I've actually been having a strangely hard time with my sound foam. The duct tape I use to actually, like, tape all this shit together has not been going well. So I actually found some, like, old-ass Elmer's glue to glue all the panels on. Oh, fuck, even the one right behind me is falling apart. Christ. So I'm going to fix that one, too. But I had to basically just, like, take up all the duct tape and then reapply glue to it. And it works fabulously much better. It's a little bit interesting because I have to let it cure for a hot second. But if I run out of this glue, I'm going to have to use liquid cement next. And I'm not terribly keen about using liquid cement because I'm more than certain that would give me, like, lung cancer if I'm breathing it in all day. Old school shit. Use flex tape. Yeah! I mean, flex tape would be absolutely fantastic if I was, like, trying to seal up, like, air leaks or, oh, what the fuck else could I use? I don't actually know what I could do. Use flex tape to, like, make water cooling for my whole room. Oh, that'd be fucking awesome. I could see that working. But I would have to probably buy, like, $30 worth of flex tape. I think they have liquid flex tape. And that would be absolutely fabulous. Because the thing is, I'm doing the absolute El Cheapo-ist way to soundproof this room. I'm pretty sure I actually showed you this, guys, on Discord. But just for those of you who don't know, I'm actually using sound foam to upgrade it so it doesn't sound nearly as shitty in here. Because as soon as I, like, get back all the way over here, you can hear that fucking echo. And that irritates the shit out of me whenever I'm, like, peeling through my audio. I'm like, oh my god, it sounds like I'm in a damn fishbowl. Irritates the shit out of me. So I'm trying to fix that. Got some sound foam. And I duct taped it to cardboard and then hang it up with some flax or linen string. And the first iteration of my design, complete failure. Used liquid cement, glued the string to the cardboard. Did not work at all. Did not work at all. Then I had to do the tying mechanism. Okay, that worked a lot better. Looks less slick, but I did that. It worked out. But then all the foam panels started to fall off because the glue was not able to, like, properly stick. So then I'm like, ah, oh, fuck, okay, now I have to re-duct tape all this because I thought it was just, like, you know, the duct tape was just being messed with too much. But nope, it's just the fact duct tape is an absolutely shitty adhesive for sound foam. So then I had to, like, figure out, okay, like, what the fuck else could I do? And I found all these glue sticks left over from, like, when I was in elementary school from a long-ass time ago. So I started using that, and surprisingly enough, that shit worked out amazingly well. So, like, the first two foam panels to the left and to the left, a little bit above me in a diagonal direction, absolutely beautiful. Worked out amazingly well. So now those are actually able to stay in there nice in place. Haven't seen any peeling whatsoever. Looks fucking gorgeous now. Of course, there's still cardboard peeking out the side of it, and it still looks like I'm living in a damn third world country, like Africa or, I don't know, Boston. So, gotta fix that up a little bit. Other than that, that was only the first, I want to say, 12 pieces of foam, so I still need to get more foam. Oh, shit, that also reminds me. I actually measured out the floor underneath me, because if you can actually hear my chair, you can hear that I'm actually rolling on a wooden floor. So if I can actually cover this wooden floor in a carpet, I'm actually going to get much, much, much better acoustics. So that will actually be, it's being delivered. I bought an El Cheapo rug. Very rustic looking. I love the aesthetic of it, but El Cheapo rug. But then I'm going to put that on the floor. It's going to cover like the majority of this floor. So that should add in some extra acoustics in here. And some extra sound dampening, I mean. So it should sound even better in here. After that, all really got is like extra spaces on the wall that I could fill with foam, but that'll be in a while. How much one of those foam pieces even cost? Oh, I got some El Cheapo shit. I mean, let me take a look here. I got it on Amazon. Orders. Fucking tell me. Yep, log in. So, let's see. Alright, so I bought a 12-pack of I bought a 12-pack of a 1 cubic foot foam, so you get 12 cubic feet of foam. I believe it's 12 cubic feet. Essentially, yeah, 12 cubic feet of foam. And what am I thinking for a second? 12 cubic feet of foam for about $19 plus free shipping over $25. It's not very good foam. It has a lot of holes in it, and it's very porous. But it's only $19 for the whole thing. I also purchased it along with ankle weights and a pair of hangers, so I was able to get free shipping off that, so I think it's nice. And it has fulfilled by Amazon, so if you have Amazon Prime, which, if you have Amazon Prime, please link that with your Twitch account and give me a free Twitch subscription. But you can actually get that free shipping on that, so super fucking cheap stuff. But it does the job, and if I bought like another 2 or 3, or probably 2 packs of it, so an extra 24 panels, I probably could actually cover the remaining walls with sound foam. So it actually would sound a decent chunk better in here, and especially when they get that rug in here. Ooh, it's gonna sound phenomenal in here. Of course, it's still not gonna make me funny, but at least I'll sound better. You know what I mean? So I'll be like a Zach Galifianakis, just with that little bit of extra crispness in my voice. Whenever I just get close to that microphone, you all can hear those tummy licks real fucking smoothly. And look at that. Did I just get myself a damn Rit here? You're spoiling me, game. Ooh, 5 whole fucking Rit vouchers. My god, you're gonna make me cream myself. Sweet. Alright, so I actually want to see whether or not these sound foam tiles are even ready. So let me actually take a good here. Put that down. Take a gander here. So Krogish, let's get on him real quickly. So let's take a look at this. And the ankle weights are actually kind of nice because I use them to weigh down the sound foam when I'm carrying it. So it actually kind of helps out. It's like a dual purpose solution. It's like a clamp plus other shit. Oh yeah, that glue fucking worked. They got jostle around when I put the weights on them, but other than that, it worked out quite nicely. I'm liking that. Oh, make sure not to push that forward though. Beautiful. Let's hang this up on the wall then. Ugh. I ran out of glue, so this won't be perfectly adhered to the wall, but it works. Beautiful. That's not peeling forward at all. Nice. Folky noise. Noise. And look at that. It actually sounds decently better. I still hear quite a bit of echo. That's because our roof and our floor are both wood, so you're going to hear that echo regardless of what happens, but as time goes on, I should be able to reduce that ever so slightly. Alright, so I got this one little piece of sound foam that's behind the microphone. That's so I had like my computer center up front, and my chair faces the north wall, and the south wall has just that 2 piece of foam there. So it's not very dampened in terms of sound quality. So I gotta change that up here with duct tape. Get out of here, duct tape. I don't want you anymore. You betrayed me for the last time. Oh. God, I've wasted so much duct tape too. I swear to God, I've at least wasted like 2 pounds worth of this shit. Duct tape can fix everything. It can fix your marriage. It can fix, I don't know, your pancreatitis. But this shit cannot fix sound foam. Get rid of that. Beautiful. I tore off a little bit of the sound foam. That should be okay, though. Just where's that glue stick at? I only have one glue stick left, and this is a really old and piece of shit glue stick, so hopefully it's okay. Not bad. I mean, it only really echoes if you're too far away from the microphone. Yeah, because like when I'm this far away, holy shit, does that sound so fucking bad. But because of the sound foam, it actually adds quite a bit. And let me see if I can actually kind of like demonstrate the effect of sound foam. So let me like... If I surround the microphone with sound foam, it kind of sounds like this. And when I take the sound foam away, it sounds like this. So get the sound foam nice and close and surround the microphone. It sounds decently better. Take it away, it sounds a little bit more echoey. So it's like, ah. It's a little bit of a sound difference. A little bit of a sound difference. But like I said, to really notice like the huge effects of sound foam, you have to fucking surround a room in foam. And when you do that, oh my god, the difference is fucking night and day. Especially if you have like one of those hypo-resonant chambers or whatever the fuck they're called that really have like super long and very porous foam that's able to like really mess with the acoustics of a room. Oh my god, you can clap in a room and it doesn't even echo. It literally just instantly stops. But like when I clap, you can hear the echo bouncing off the wall. So I can hear it stop. Like I can actually hear it when I clap, and then I can hear it stop when it bounces off the walls. Because like I can like hear it coming from like the corner a little bit, like where it's bouncing off left and right. That's where it sounds the weirdest. I should actually be able to actually glue these panels on since there's actually just a small amount of foam paneling and it's not like actually too intense. The thing is, this glue just fucking sucks. Because this is like an old ass glue stick. Alright, how much glue do I have left? I think I have a decent amount. Okay. Oh fuck, it peeled off. Yeah, I'm like tearing this thing apart. Fuck. Come on. And now you want a stick on there. Give me that sticky. Woo! It's a little bit too much stick there. Yeah, this thing's just like coming straight out of its fucking socket. And then get that glue off. There we go. Alright, well, that probably destroyed it. Let's see. Do we have any more left? No, I don't. Okay, that's done. Last glue stick left in this place. So now, hopefully, this should be able to keep this foam nice and in place. So get it all lined up nice and properly. Gently lower that down. Sweet, and then add in the weight. Sweet. Okay, so we'll let that cure. So we're gonna let that dry out, adhere to the cardboard, and then we should be okay. So, not too damn shabby. I'm actually liking that. So that will kind of fix itself out. Let me turn the microphone closer towards me. That should help out. There's also background noise the microphone kind of picks up passively through electricity of my computer. I could try to fix that with a external port or a mixer and amp, but I'm not too worried about that. The only time an amp is actually kind of useful is when like you want to do like weird voice modulation. So like if I wanted to adjust the pitch and gain or echo-ness of my voice just to make it sound like I'm either a female or sound like I'm a demon deep-throating 1700 cacti, I mean, I could do that. The thing is, like, those bad boys cost quite a pretty penny. And it's like for the most mildest of jokes too. So it's just like people would press, you know, their Stream Deck, they'd press the default for demon voice and be like, oh, fucking murder your family and your whole kind. And then just switch back to a normal voice. Just when like they're playing like Apex Legends, it's like, yeah, whoever they want to spend like $7 grand for such a joke, I don't know idea. Honestly, like the only jokes I really have actually queued up on this are like, oh, you got that little bit of a sore asshole there, you got a little bit of a sore asshole, get some cream on there, and do it like that. Or the I think actually I have the communism one. But the thing is too, that strangely that communism song that everyone kind of associates, the USSR national anthem, that bad boy is copyrighted, so I can't actually even use that on YouTube without all my monetization being stripped away, which, holy shit, you guys are dicks if you do that. Although, to be fair, I haven't seen an advertisement in like a year and a half, ever since I went up to that YouTube Premium. Shit's nice. I mean, considering how much time I spend on YouTube, I mean, I use that bad boy a lot. I mean, the only time I would ever really consider subscribing to Twitch is if I started using it more often. But the thing is, like, I just don't watch as many streams as I used to for some reason. I think it's just because it just seems strangely more difficult, or just like less likely to bond with a streamer than it is like nowadays. Like I would be able to talk to people who had 30 or 40 viewers in their stream and be able to interact with them very nicely, very chillaxed and all that jazz. But now it's just kind of like, I will talk to them for like 15 seconds and then they'll go away. Although I guess I did talk to Stardancer and she was kind of nice, but then I was doing BGs. I mean, if you look at Roombas like the one from Ninja, or someone that like Foamization, Foam Everywhere, but he's like $7 million, so I guess he can afford it. Oh, he earns way fucking more than $7 million. I mean, if the dude has like some, I don't know, what's the current subscriber number? Subscriber Ninja.
I got big money.
Let's take a look here.
Good fortune, gang. Good fortune, gang.
So let's see. Currently in March.
Hey, good fortune, gang.
Oh wait, this is March. Okay, let's take a look at February. In February, he had a lot of subscriptions. So he had 16,000 Twitch Prime subs, 5,000 Tier 1s, 153 Tier 2s, and 114 Tier 3s, which is actually kind of nice. So let me actually calculate that out. This was the last month. March is not done yet, so I'm not going to do that one per se. But I mean, this bad boy probably earns a fuckload and a half. So let's take a look here. So 114 Tier 3, T3, T3, 153 Tier 2, 153 T2. Yeah, and I'll show you it over here just so you guys can see it. 5,376. 5,376 T1s. And then 16,000 primes, which is the equivalent of Tier 1. So 16,020 prime. Which, I mean, still 16,000 primes. Holy shit, that's a lot. I don't really need to see that anymore. Or this, actually. But damn, that's a lot. So, Tier 3s are plus 25 per, so that'd be X25. This would be X... It's like, what, isn't that $10 or something like that? And this is X5. And then Prime is X5. But then, you have to remember that this is actually only giving you 2.5... I believe this is 7.5 if I'm not mistaken, and this is like $15. Because of how, like, what am I thinking? That's like based on how it kind of splits up. This may change depending on how popular you are, because I think the more popular you get, the actual higher your split is for these various subscriptions. So people like Ninja or Dr. Disrespect or Shroud would actually get a much higher share of their subscription money than, say, somebody like me. Like, somebody like me, I only get like half of what Twitch earns. So say if somebody subscribes to my channel and they subscribe with a tier 1 or a prime, even though it costs them $5, I only see, I think, 2.5. Let me take a look at my analytics, because I haven't seen those in a hot second. Would it be underneath analytics? There's a lot of shit here. Alright, settings. Activity events, list extensions. Nope, not that. Ah, no, it's a 50-50 for me. Okay, sweet. So I'm actually being overly generous there. So being a 50-50, this would be $5. And 50-50 of, what's a tier 3? Isn't tier 3 like 25 smackaroos? Let me take a gander. What is a tier 3 running these days? Now, can you like collapse that down? Thank you. So it's $25 a month. So 25 divided by 2, you're looking at $12.50. Alright, so this is the actual, based on like my statistics. If he probably gets like 60 to 70% of his tier 3s or to all of his subs, so he probably earns a way fuck ton more. So let's take a look here. So 16,200, and then times that by 2.5. He's looking at 40 grand. He's looking at 40 grand just through Twitch Primes. 5,376, and then times that by 2.5. I don't know why I was drawing a blank there. Look at another 13,440. I should put the commas in there so it doesn't look as nearly as cancerous. And I'll pop this open here so you guys can see this as well. And then you're looking at 153, and then times that by 5 smackaroos, you're looking at another. Yeah, they really don't heavily advertise those tier 1 and 2, tier 3 subs, which is kind of strange because I feel like there are a lot of cash cows that come in Twitch, but the only way they can actually really interact with Twitch in a cash cow way is by donating a shitload of bits. So then, that's one thing, okay. And then 114 of the, oh, nope, wrong one. So then get that, and then 11, and then times that by the 12.50. So you're looking at 1,425, and then so we can add that all together. So then add that plus the 565 plus the 13, 440 plus the 40,040. He's looking at a grand total of what appears to be $55,000 alone in every month, which is still not bad. It's still not bad at all. So then you still have to count for the fact that he earns a lot of money through advertisements, through promoted streams. He earns a lot of money through his t-shirt revenue. He earns a lot of money through sponsorships, like with Red Bull, I believe he's sponsored with. And he earns also a shitload through bits. So, I mean, let's take a look at like his bits. Do we actually know how much he earns through bits, actually? Let me take a look here. Does it actually like tell you? I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of weird fucking statistics there that don't really help me. Bits. Let's look at just straight up bits. Like, no, Twitch, I don't want to purchase bits. I want to see. Yeah. Doesn't actually tell you how much he actually earns through biddies. So, I mean, even if we say he probably like doubles that through bits alone, and then not to mention the fact he also runs a highly, highly popular YouTube channel that earns fucking millions of views. through Twitch uploads, so he probably gets a decent chunk of money. Oh yeah, and for giveaways, we'll be just doing 50,000 gold, and I don't know, we'll do that times 3, and then maybe 100,000 if we like really make progress. So we'll do that. Boop. I'll keep that in mind. But it doesn't have the free time anymore. Not a job for me. You can't go outside without being noticed every 2 foot. Then that would be worth it for me. That's kind of one of the downsides with going Twitch famous too, is that you get all that notoriety, that recognition, all that shit that I fucking hate. Like, for me, I just want to be a casual dude that sits here, plays games, people enjoy it. I may earn a living through it. I may just get enough to purchase food. That'd be fine with me. I mean, I don't want to be recognized on the street. I heavily dislike that idea because I value my freedom in a way, and I feel like if you become a public figure, you kind of just get that, kind of lose that. Some people may enjoy it, some people may not. I mean, the strange thing is too, for someone like me, I really want to have like the ambitions to become like a multi-millionaire and then just kind of like sit on that pile of cash. Like for me, I want to actually use that to kind of like go towards something. Like if I made the money that Ninja has made within like the last year or two, oh my god, I'd be putting that towards opening up solar farms, say, in my area. Even though my state is one of the least luminescent states in the United States, it still actually is a worthwhile investment to do it, especially if you're able to get subsidies from local counties or discounted land or anything like that, or a really nice rate on your kilowatt per hour. I mean, if you can get some nice actual rates on those, yeah, you probably actually could make back your profit pretty easily. I mean, even with a traditional commercial setup, you could still even earn back all of your income within 14 to 15 years, and the life of a solar panel lasts about 20 years. So I mean, if you could have like all that money for like an extreme down payment with 0% APR, oh fuck yeah, dude, I'd be doing that, and my state would then be powered by sunshine, and that would blow my fucking mind, blow my damn mind. The only thing I'm concerned about though is that the farmers here would be absolutely on my ass. The farmers here fucking hate renewable energies because they're like, you're taking away all of our damn farmland. I'm like, I don't give a shit. You use all of your corn to burn for gasoline anyway. You suck a cock. I'd rather make solar farms out of it. At least I'd be using the sunshine more effectively. And on top of that, I mean, there's also a lot of industrial areas that could be solarized, and you'd probably be fine. Like side of highways, above highways even. Like, I've thought about doing like weird solar tunnel type of deals where, you know how highways, they are essentially, there's nothing above them and there's barely anything off to the side of them. So like what I would plan on doing is just like making essentially like a little tunnel over it, and on both sides would be supports, then on the very top would be solar panels, and then essentially that would protect the whole highway from, you know, extreme sun rays, sunshine, snow, and all that shit. So it'd actually reduce the hazards on the road, as well as you're just using all that industrial air that's not being utilized, and actually just kind of like absorbing all of that. Look at that, you're not actually taking away farmland. So, actually kind of cool. The only thing is that would require a fuckload of support structures. Although, actually, you probably could actually make that pretty easily. Like, we just did, like, single beams and then had a rotating 4-panel system, 4 kilowatt panels. I could see that. I don't know, I need to draw that up in CAD if I was going to try that, but I have no idea about the structural integrity of steel, aluminum, and all that crap. Elon Musk wants to know my location. Fuck yeah, dude, let's pair up. We'll do some meme reviews, and then we'll talk about how to solve the energy crisis at the exact same time. I want a discussion. I'll be like Philly DeFranco, except probably least entertaining. I'll be like the best version of a Mormon to him. You fucking love me, I swear. Oh yeah, this is also Michigan too, so we have a lot of dead deer, so he would have a fucking ball. Let me tell you. I've actually got a funny seeing the memes around that now ever since he went on Meme Review. Because now basically every conversation with Elon Musk is trying to like show a picture of a dead deer somewhere in the corner and then him just freaking the fuck out. Or laughing. Actually, it's kind of nice. Although I feel bad for dude at the exact same time. He posts shit on Twitter, and yet he gets hit so fucking hard by everybody. He's like, oh my god, why the fuck did you post that? And I'm just thinking, this is Twitter. Does anyone here actually think this is like a place for legitimate discussion? Because if that's the case, you are all fucking crazy. You are all on crack. No way in hell is it a place for that. Actually, I think I even have one of his weird Twitter posts, yeah, as my banner. It's the one where he's like, Elon-chan. Not too damn shabby. Interesting. Oh, no. And I think actually Elon Musk, he was doing that weird solar thing where with, what was it? Did he like buy like that weird company that was making like terracotta tiles? Like those weird Spanish tiles that had solar cells infused into them? Like whatever happened to those? Like I remember seeing a video about them. Like some dude paid like some $300,000 to get those fancy solar tiles for his roof. But I mean the dude's actually been making a decent amount of money. He makes like $300 to $400 a month alone. Just through saving electricity on his house. And like you see his house and he has like a 4,000 square foot house, and I'm like, no fucking wonder why it costs so damn much for you to live. This seems really strange, but the thing is that when it comes to like all these renewables and stuff like that, it is actually probably going to be the most beneficial to those of lower incomes and to middle incomes. Like to the higher incomes, that doesn't really fucking matter at all, because that actual savings you encounter wouldn't really result in any sort of like short-term profit turnarounds. They probably want to invest more likely into things like, I don't know, stocks or some crap. Whatever rich people do. Invest into fancy perfume bottles and Fabergé eggs and, I don't know, golden tampons, whatever the fuck they do. I feel like that'd be more the inclined. But like, imagine getting Flint on like hydroelectric power or some shit. Oh my goodness. Or getting Detroit able to utilize that river it's nearby, or Niagara Falls. Ooh! They'd be able to turn around that situation in a quick fucking second. Not a bad idea. And the thing is, now that I actually have my headset off, I actually can hear how much my computer is sucking air, because oh my fucking god. Ooh, damn! Interesting. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Twitch is actually asking people about how much money they make through sponsorships. Interesting. Interesting. I actually wonder if that's because, if you don't know, recently it came out that, I want to say, Shroud and Ninja, one of the more popular streamers on this platform, were recently exposed, or just kind of recently revealed, that they made close to $1 million for advertising Apex Legends when it first launched. So I'm wondering now if Twitch is just like, oh, so how much are you all making through sponsorship deals? And I have to say, the reason why sponsorship deals are so hotly contested is because it seems like people are just selling out for the money. But then you realize the amount of money people can make from sponsorships is fucking immense. Like, the amount of money they put into advertising these days is hilariously oversaturated, or just like so fucking blown out of proportion. Like the fact that Ninja earned $1 million through that fucking sponsorship with Apex Legends for when it launched blew my mind. I'm like, oh my god. I would think like 100,000 because of how popular it is, but $1 million? What? It is so much fucking money. Like, I couldn't even begin to comprehend that. Like, you have to remember, that'd be like a highly trained individual's income for like a decade or more. And he earned that in like a single fucking year. Or like a single fucking instance of a sponsorship. But it still doesn't include all the money he made through being on one of the more popular games. Including all the freaking biddies, the subscriptions, the advertisement revenue, the Twitch Nitro revenue, the... Oh, what the fuck was it? I mean, he probably made so much. It's probably unfathomable being something like me. First Patreon, now Twitch. But I mean, Patreon had the issue of just being like overly zealous in their censorship practices. But I think now, since that hate wave dried away, I don't think anyone really gives a shit about Patreon anymore. I'm actually kind of curious, is my Patreon even still up anymore? Oh yeah, it still is up. Strangely enough, my Patreon is still up. Now they changed their platform design a little bit, so it looks a little bit better. Let me see if I can log in real quickly. Look for the navigation. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care about Patreon. Get the fuck out of here. Nope, sorry. Whoops. Patreon. Panelist is creating entertainment. Yes, look at that. Mine's actually still up there, too. I thought this thing would actually be closed down ages ago. Strangely enough. I don't know. I don't even have this thing because people kept requesting it. Same thing with donations. Like, when I first streamed for like my first year or two, I really didn't have donations set up. But then I kept having people asking me they wanted to donate. So they would actually kind of like trying to be like, hey, do you have a donation button? I kind of want to donate to you. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'll just stream my dude, but give me like an hour. I guess I can make one up real quickly. And I like stop streaming and then just make one real quickly. That started happening. Hey, what's up there, Florin? How you doing? Nice to see you. Well, I guess we'll just quickly finish up the rest of this. Yeah, you can see my second crate over there. So we got crate 1, crate 2. So now we have a total of, I think, 120 storage in our house. Actually kind of nice. Actually kind of nice. The only reason why I'm doing that is just so I can store all of this useless furniture I had. Which now actually gave this guy like 100 inventory spaces back. So this dude actually has an inventory again. To be fair though, I could free up so much of my inventory space if I got rid of the 10,000 chairs I keep storing, which I don't know why. I think in like one day those will actually be worthwhile, but I have no idea. I have no idea. I wasted all day with ESO, now I'm chilling. I feel that's what I've been doing. I've been mostly doing work and then kind of wasting time at the exact same time. I don't know. I don't know what to do with ESO right now. I'm kind of like in a weird funk where I'm like kind of fatigued with BGs, fatigued with Cyrodiil, fatigued with Imperial City. PvE is too easy to do, so there's no entertainment value there, and the quest content doesn't really lend itself well to streaming because people are kind of bored with that. Not sure why, but happens. Well, thank you for stopping by for press. I'll see you later on, my dude. And you take care of now. Make sure to wash your toes and all that jazz. And then we'll go ahead and finish up this guy's last little bit of rips for the day. I'm actually kind of it seems weird. The rate of rips has seemed to drop fucking immensely. Because I used to remember getting like 2 or 3, or maybe at least like 1 decent value writ every single day. And nowadays it just seems like I don't get shit. Like all the writs I keep getting are nothing, like 5 and 6 value. Like, ooh, that's totally freaking useless. And I guess I'll take all of these surveys too. And then don't worry, I'm not going to actually do these surveys right now. That would be stupid. I actually remember doing 2 hours worth of surveys sometimes. And the only reason why it took so long to do the surveys is because I had like stacks of 3 or 4 or 5 do the exact same survey. So like I would have to run away for it to despawn and then go back to it to respawn it again. And I kind of like do that like 4 or 5 times. Just so that I can get like all of the silk or whatever. And then it took ages for it to actually... What am I thinking? Yeah, it took ages to actually refine it. That's what I was thinking. But refining it, I actually earned a shitload of money just through all of the resources that I was able to sell. And look at that. 50 freaking males right now. I actually need to get like a, what is it? Like, I need to get like a macro setup for this. Just so that I can impress that, just so I don't have to continuously do this. Because I have so many of these bad boys to go through. Like, I feel like my E and X key are going to break at some point. And it's going to be like the only two keys on my keyboard that are actually busted. So just actually save my longevity of this thing. So let's see, did we get any sort of legendary shit? Yeah, got some waxes, got some alloys. We seem to be actually getting the alloys and waxes at pretty much the exact same rate. What about woodworking, though? Eh, probably. Won't be too bad to actually sell off. I don't know. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not too concerned about it. What else to do right now? What else to do? Oh, shit. I actually completely forgot. Where was that? Yeah, there it is. I actually completely forgot to have the Gaming for Good feed up here. And actually, strangely enough, Athene and all of that, like, pretty much that side of things started to actually quiet down immensely. And I'm actually kind of wondering whether or not... I mean, technically the Clash of Streamers is still going. And there's actually not anything there to even really work with it. I mean, there used to be this Gaming for Good thing, but then they just kind of like stopped developing it. I'm kind of wondering why. I mean, the last time Athene even posted a video was ages ago, and his Twitter's pretty much gone dark now. The only one that's really even communicating is his girlfriend, I think. So it just seems really strange that he's going so dark all of a sudden. God damn, I'm hungry as shit too. Well, let me see. I'm gonna go probably get something to nom on real quickly, and then... What am I thinking? I guess we can start on the build video for my sorcerer here. So this sorcerer, I have like a minor build video kind of wanted to go through real quickly. So I'm actually going to be switching over to something like this, which is the exact same thing. It just has a larger head, plus none of the notifications appearing on stream. And then I'll probably stop in the music just so that I can actually like get everything nice and recorded and proper for YouTube. Of course, it'll be, you know, 60 or 30 FPS, but that'll be fine. Doesn't actually appear that the quality really affects the likability of the video itself, so I'm not too worried about it. I mean, 720p 30 FPS is pretty much what most people are used to anyway. I mean, it's actually kind of strange to think about, because you would always hear this conversation and talking about, you know, 4K monitors with 130 FPS, or 1440p monitors with 200 FPS, and you're like, okay, there must be a shitload of proliferation for all of these monitors, but then you realize the vast majority of people are probably playing on, like, really shitty old plasma TVs from, like, 2007. That really hasn't changed in a hot second, so let's see. Change that rain gift to a fire gift, and I think we'll be right back. Actually, wait. Let me change that fire gift to be more on top. There we go, that looks better. Alright, so I'll be right back. I'll take a 5-minute break, maybe? 5-minute break. Let me get the salad, and then let's do shit. Hey, and just letting you guys know, I'm actually here, I'm just eating a salad. So give me a couple of seconds and then let me just wolf down the Caesar salad. And then we'll get started. I think I'm about trying to do a build for the Sorkio. Doing a build video for the Sorker. So, and that'll just mostly be about the build itself. I actually got a few thoughts on it actually when I tell prior to this, so give us a second.
Well, the moon and star come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh, come Nerevar, come and look upon the heart, upon the heart. Oh, lay down your weapons, it is not too late for my mercy. Oh, oh, come and look upon the heart, upon the heart. Oh, 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 I'm a god, how can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. God. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. Well, the moon and star come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh. Come, Nerevar, come and look upon the heart, upon the heart. Oh, lay down your weapons, it is not too late for my mercy. Oh, oh, come and look upon the heart, upon the heart. Oh, 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 I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. God. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape.
Alright, sweet. Alright, so thank you all for joining me. Sorry for that. So, let me take a look here. What was that going on there? Oh no, this is Zospadly is freaking out. Okay, sweet. So, we're actually going to do a little bit of a build video majiggy on this guy real quickly. So it's basically just doing the recordings for this. So, let me actually go to the the house, because it's actually a safe and sterile environment, because I don't want to do stuff out in the public, because I guarantee there's going to be people walking through the frame, and that's going to look hella fucking weird. So then what we're going to do is that we're just going to go over a couple of the things. This is the build that Kai is currently using. So, essentially what this build is actually more of a PvP focus build. Not really focusing heavily on, say, Cyrodiil, Imperial City, nor is it about dungeon crawling. Mostly for BGs and specifically more or less for the deathmatch situation. So, I mean, deathmatch BGs are very, very popular, and this probably is one of the more fun things to do. So, I actually probably should get a couple more Essence of Health potions to actually explain what I mean by those. So let's see, what else do I need? I think really just those are kind of needed. So make sure you just get one of those real quick. And we'll try to make the build video nice and quiet as possible, and then we'll go ahead and actually try to record a few bits of it with... Let's see, what do I need to record for this? I guess really the only thing I really need to record per se is, like, footage of it in action without all of this overlay shit on here. Let's see if that works. So, let's see, you're the crafter for us, so we'll get you the good stuff. I actually like this Adrian Von Zeigler song. The Legacy one's actually really fucking nice. Where the dude makes some really nice songs. The only issue is that some of the songs he tends to sound the same. But I guess the same thing could be said with Vindsvept. But I mean, when the genre is folk, and you have like 5 or 6 weapons, unless you dramatically change the beat or the weapon type, it really ain't gonna look very well. I'm actually curious, who is live on Twitch right now? Be kind of interesting to see what's going on here. Looks like we actually got Fengrush going on here too. And it's strange to see Grizzly Ben. I haven't seen him do ESO in ages. He used to be a fairly popular crossout dude, but then he got away. He used to make videos, but that was a long ass time ago. It looks like we both got Fengrush and Alcast on right now, so how does it actually look for the viewer count? Wow, 7.6 thousand. You got all the big cats on today. Holy shit. Look at that. You motherfucker! Yo! Yo! What did this chickarita right here start fucking using? Fluffo from Face Rig? Especially considering she already has a profile picture of her original face to begin with. So it's like, it's not doing anything for her anonymity. What? What? I'm kind of salty about that now. Huh. Someone fucking using something I've been using for absolute ages. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. If I want to keep that healing up for another fortitude for 40 seconds. God, that is on crack. But I was just thinking, what else has stamina and something else? So we got stamina and weapon power. But, like, is there one for extra spell resistance and stamina? So that one's not good. Let's see, this one's stamina, but none of these pass up on that Ravage Health, which fell over the healing. So that's a no-no there. So then, what other stamina ones do we have here? I almost feel like we just need more stamina pots to begin with. And that only gives us stamina. This one increases all of our healing done, so it's actually probably the best. What else we got here? Yeah, I guess that one's the best. Alright. So make 5 of those real quickly, just to kind of, like, show the best tripods you can have for BGs and all that. And this is pretty standard fare for the most part. And so let's see, let's give this to you. What? What? Did he just vanish into the fucking ether? He's like, oh yeah, you want a deposit? Bye! You don't need to see me at all. Alright. Still, that's really strange. I never thought I'd see someone else using Fluffo. That's a French person, too. Oh, they got a lot of stuff here, too. And of course, we're seeing a damn advertisement, too. I probably shouldn't be doing this. This is probably using up a shitload of my CPU right now. But I just kind of want to see if they're actually using it. Yeah, they are. They fucking are. Wow. Interesting. That's very rare, though. Very few people actually use Face Rig. And I can't really fault them for using Fluffo, because Fluffo is one of the better Face Rig animatronics they have. And everyone else is using a traditional face cam with green screen. Yeah, actually, no face rigs. Not too damn shabby. Oh, wait, yeah, there's this one person here with a dog, but it just looks like a picture in the corner. Interesting. Alright, so let's pop you out here. So I want to take a gander at your potions. No, I don't need nearly that many lethal potions. But look at all this crap I've actually accumulated through dailies, through daily logins. So, I mean, we got over 21 freaking crolls of experience. So that's for 42 hours. For 42 hours of 50% extra EXP. Amazing. Or I get 5 hours of 150%, which is wowzers. Or I can get, let's see, reduces the progress of jewelry crafting. Ooh. I might as well actually put this on my crafter, because my crafter can use that. I mean, the blacksmithing, woodworking, and clothing, all of that I actually don't have. And then, of course, we also have the Psijic Ambrosia for a K. And those keep recall stones, which are useless. And also, revolves extra useless food that it can't use as well. But that instant research one actually might be useful to me. Let's see how many more days I have left on that other dude. I'm actually going to use it on a character that has less than a day left. I want to fully utilize that time bonus from it. Because this guy has a lot to fucking work with. I mean, he has days upon days of research to do. Boston. Oh, yeah. Let me just take a look at that sound from real quickly. See if that thing's ready to be put back on the wall. Okay, that feels good. Nice and stiff, ain't flexing too much. I think you're ready to go back on the wall. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So now we got those two pieces of foam panels right behind us, and that'll hopefully absorb some more sound. Let's take a look here. So I might as well get rid of those research scrolls if I'm not going to be using them. Because I'm not going to be basically redoing a research anyone else. Let's take a gander here. What we got? So we have 2 days and 18 hours. Alright, sweet. So then, Tawny, you come out here. Withdrawal 4 instant research scrolls. All research timers reduced by 1 day. Alright, so then 18 hours. Sweet. Okay. So we only have 18 hours left on that, and then we can flop onto that one, but that'll be over a month. I could actually reduce that considerably by, I think, a day for 5k. So if I wanted to reduce 21 days times 5k. So 21 times 5, I'd be looking at, or rather 5,000. I'd be looking at 105,000 gold. Huh. That actually is a little bit alluring. I mean, because how much gold do I have left right now? There we go. Sorry to put you in a bacon greaser. Let's take a look here. 3.5 million. And then you potentially... Oh, wait. What the fuck? When did I get the 304? What? Have I just been sitting on 300 vouchers? What? I just been sitting on 380 vouchers? When the hell did I have this? That's a fuckload of vouchers. I mean, I could legitimately buy anything from here. But look at this. The research scroll for jewelry crafting, that costs 10 vouchers. And as you can see there, the suggested price for it is about 5.5 to 7k. So, considering the fact that I can earn about a 1 to 1,000 ratio through the use of these bad boys right here, I'd rather use these because I can actually make a lot more money off this than through that. So then I'd actually could just buy those, sell those on the auction house, and then come buy those jewelry crafting thingamajiggies from vendors or on the auction house. Because I mean, let me actually take a look. How much are those things on the TTC page for like a general price there? Like TTC ESL. Let's go to here, PC. Expand this out a tad bit. Does it look wonky as hell? Oops. What do they call it? Jewelry crafting instant research. Master banner! Actually, it's pretty sick. Research scroll jewelry crafting. Alright, so let's look up that instead. A research scroll jewelry crafting 1 day. Okay, so there actually is a decent amount of these. Oh, yeah, actually scratch that. All of these are sold by an individual person. So then here's where you actually get up to people. Okay. So they're all being sold for around 7,000. Okay, that's still not too bad. That's still actually not too bad. So I could still go buy these other ones right here. Sell those for a profit and then buy those. Just drop by to say hi. Well, thank you for stopping by Ghost Entertainment. I was actually just about to start on doing that recording, but I keep getting distracted every 2 seconds because I have fucking ADD. But alright, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Should have cleaned up the room too. Nah, that'll be fine. You guys can't see that anyway. There's only a minor amount of trash here collecting. So let's take a look here. I mean, I guess I could explain the nature of this build. So it's like a weird mixture of a hybrid DPS with a hybrid healing focus. So this guy should be doing a decent amount of DPS while also able to pump out a significant amount of heals when the time comes for it. Of course, it won't be sustained, and it also revolves around heavy attack usage, so it's going to be an unusual build. It's going to be an unusual build. However, I find absolute great success. And it's also kind of a wonky little bit of a rotation, since it's not like a traditional one where it's like you throw out a couple of abilities and call it good. So, let's get to an area and pose for ourselves. Get those things moved down. Where'd be a nice place to pose? I probably should pose near the skeleton. And it's actually good that it was daylight out, because that actually kind of ruined my last recording take. Was that it was nighttime outside, and it was fucking impossible to see where my character was because it was so damn dark. So let's see, let's get to that recording. Yoink. Don't worry, I'll still be able to see whether or not you guys follow, subscribe, all that jazz, so don't worry, I'm not really ignoring you per se, so don't you worry about a thing. So let's see, which button was that? There we go. Look at that. Character looks fucking spiffy as shit right there. Can't really get up there close to the face. I wish I had that screenshot. Did I actually... Yes! I did install it! Yeah! Oh, look at that. Pretty fucking sick! This you really can't do naturally in-game. But that's actually kind of sick. Actually having those extra controls in there. Or I can like do a weird aerial shot of the character. Alright, sweet. So it's always weird trying to like start a video too. So actually let me take a look here at the way I have it set up and navigated. So let me take a look at the cards we've got here. So we got the ability, armor set, champion points, food, potions, testing, and thoughts. So we kind of like a nice little weird little system we got going on here. So first we'll start with the abilities, the armor. That includes traits as well. CP, food, pots, race. We'll test it out in the world, and then we'll give our final thoughts. Alright, so, yeah. Let's see if this is going to be interesting if you've ever seen one of my videos. And actually, did I even show the last one we did? I'm going to take a gander here. I kind of hate the thing that they changed it to a YouTube studio for us now. So now I have to use this wonky ass UI they put out that fucking sucks. So I can't really easily see my streams at all. And now they're like putting advertisements and news in my feed, my fucking dashboard. Yeah, that video didn't do too well. That's fine. That happens. Unless you have a weirdly inflammatory or very edible topic, you won't actually get very much in terms of coverage on a certain video. So let me actually... This is the video I'm talking about right now. Oh, don't worry about that thing. So this one was actually about whether or not there was an issue of embedding viewers and using that to actually your advantage. And so, the thing is, it's actually based off a Reddit post I made a while back. But the thing is, too, I believe this Reddit post is shadow banned. I think this actual Reddit post is shadow banned. Because you can see I have the full access to this right now. It's a 64% uploaded. Got all that jazz working on here. But then, if I actually go over here and then put this in incognito. Sorry, whoops. Wrong one. Incognito. Go to site. And then I actually take a gander at it. It's actually freaking removed! What? And it also shows different analytics based on the upvotes and percent upvoted and all that jazz. But that's probably just because it's subtracting my personal intake. So it actually looks like they fucking removed my post about a streamer using embedded viewers to artificially inflate their viewer count on Twitch. And it wasn't calling for like harassing or anything like that. Oh fucking Christ, that's scary shit. What? Oh, it's my fire alarm. I was wondering like, what the hell was that? Please don't tell me you're about to start screaming in my fucking ear. I don't want to change your battery right now. I have to get a damn ladder to fix you. So, sure enough, they removed the post, yet all the comments in here. So, what I was thinking about doing is just literally copying and pasting all of this into the comment section, so that literally it wouldn't do anything because they'd remove the comments at that point. And I'm just like, no, fuck you guys. I'll just go around your shenanigans entirely. But are you kidding me? Are you seriously going to be doing this right now? Oh my God. I'd rather not have this go on. do you have to do this to me? Cause it appears that my fucking life is about to burn down. Don't know why. Can you please shut the fuck up? Well, I don't even know how to get the fuck up there. Cause you have to realize the like weird build design of this room is like it has an extremely high roof for no fucking reason whatsoever. Cause every other room in this place is normal height except for this one. So like if I wanted to get to that fire alarm, I would have to legitimately get a ladder. Like there's no other way around. I would have to get a ladder. I don't know, how's the foam holding up at least behind me? Okay, the foam behind me is at least holding up, so that's one good thing. Yeah, but there's no fucking way I'm getting up there. Oh, and that's gonna... Like, every time it beeps too, I, like, cringe and twinge ever so slightly. And I can't get on this desk either to get up there either. Because my desk is too short for one. That and my desk is... This thing has some sketchy-ass legs. I mean, oh my god, I didn't... Wait, is that part of the design? I'm kind of curious if that's part of the design, because it actually looks like the back legs of my computer are actually fucked up. Like, I think they're actually bent inwards. So if I was to stand on this desk to try to fix that fire alarm from beeping every 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure I'd die. I trade kids for food. Hey, what's up there, my dude? Welcome, welcome. I was actually about to do some recording for this build guide for the Sork video, but got a fucking fire alarm going off here, so I'm not sure if I'd actually be able to, not sure if I'd be able to actually do anything with that. Actually, you know what? You know what I could do? I could actually keep my microphone on, turn off the background music and all that jazz, and then just kind of like wait for it to beep, and then I could like edit that out in post-processing. That, or I can just pause every time it beeps. But what I could do is that I can just do simply, what the fuck am I thinking? And there's a way to, like, specifically, like, noise reduction, I know gets rid of, like, background noise, but, like, if you also include a beep, would that get rid of that, too? Not much you, and I would love to learn how to build a good sorcerer. Well, I will be doing a video. It's gonna sound weird because it's a video, so I won't be like talking to stream at the time. I'll just be talking in general. So, before we can actually do that though, I need to record this fucking sound. Otherwise, I won't be actually able to. I actually won't be able to do a whole bunch. So. Give it a second. We're gonna let this microphone run for a hot second. Yes, I do. I trade kids for YouTube. That's for food. I believe if you look down below in the channel description, there should be links there. So let's take a look here. So I got, yeah, there's social media links. So if you look down the center, the social media links, and there's Twitter and YouTube. So you can look down there if you want. Probably should just make it a separate tab, but. Yeah, that required me making some art. So, 1 second, we're gonna turn off the desktop audio so you won't hear any music. You'll just hear silence for a good solid 20 seconds. So, get ready for that. There we go. Okay. So we're back. Okay, so now since we got the background sound and the noise pollution in this room. Oh my god. As soon as I put on that fucking headset, it immediately screams into my ear. Jesus. Thank you for the follow, my dude. Thank you. So, we're gonna turn off that music real quickly. So, this is gonna be a YouTube video, so... Prepare for awkwardness. I fucking hate doing intros for YouTube videos because I can never do it right. I always want to do like a comedic intro, but then I'm just like, well, that sounds really fucking cringe. You should not do that. But, you know, at the same time, you also don't do a comedic intro. No one's going to watch the video because no one likes it, just a stale-ass intro. Although, unless you're doing grind pass for, like, videos around, I'm trying to think. Like, if you're, like, doing grinding videos, that's when people like those cold opens, but... I don't know. Guess we'll get started. So let me take a look here at what we got for what we're doing for everything. So, for those of you who don't know, we're currently doing a build video for a Magicka Sorcerer. So it's this character right here, this little Chikorita. And we'll have to get started on her real quickly, so we'll try that. It's mostly a pet sort video. It's not going to be like a traditional one where you're using like crystal frags with Mage's Wrath and all that other fancy shit. So, I don't know. We'll get started. I don't know. Ah, God, this seems so fucking weird to me. But the thing is, too, I also upload this shit to YouTube, so it really shouldn't feel weird, but it's like a weird performance anxiety, so... I don't know. New experience. So welcome back, everybody. This is Pandalius here, and today I actually wanted to show you something a little bit more interesting. This would be a build video on a heavy attack sorcerer. Now, not like a traditional sorcerer that uses spammed abilities like Crystal Frags or Concussion Pulse, Mage's Wrath spam. No, we're actually going to be doing a more unorthodox build. Because if you realize recently, they did buff pets, as well as heavy attacking, so why not try to use both in a very unorthodox fashion? And then you pause there, because at that point, you know that's where you cut, and then you roll the intro. I watched a YouTube video before, and I'm already subbed. I just randomly found you on here. Well, that's actually completely strange, too, because I get the completely fucking opposite. Because it's just like, people on YouTube find me on Twitch, just through the links alone, and they find it so much better, but... Alright, second part. Let's actually go through the video videos. Alright. I need to actually get this fucking face rig camera on the exact same position. But the thing is, if I, like, actually rest in my natural position, my character naturally tends to look downwards. Like, I need to have, like, the camera adjusted some way, or just, like, actually have a straight posture. Actually, I wonder if I lower this chair. Oh, wait, no, I can't lower it anymore because I'm a short shit. Okay. That beeping in the background is going to get me every time, but thank God we have these noise-canceling headphones. Alright, so the first things we can go over are the actual abilities we're going to be using for this character today. So, on this character itself, we actually have a fairly standard build. So, on one hand, we have a Sorcerer who's using Destro Lightning on the front bar, and then we're using a Resto Staff on the back bar. And actually, why the fuck is this character weirdly positioned right now? That camera's all funky. Let me see, is there a key binding here to fix that? Where is that at? Mouse free look, nope, don't need that. Where is that at? Inventory insight, nope, 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 nope. Don't need the macros, Dustman. Toggle character portrait mode, no, I don't need that either. Where the fuck did that go? Up, down, left, right. Increase field of view, decrease field of view. No, I don't want that. But now my character's actually weirdly out of center. And this looks weird as hell. Hold on a second, let's see if I can fix that real quickly. Camera. Yeah, as you can see, it's all fucking weird. Ah, okay, that feels much better. Because that was looking weird for a hot second. Okay. Because I actually changed it for the screenshots here, so. Alright, pause that there for a hot second. I actually probably should be starting and stopping the recording too to actually get the whole thing done, but whatever. So let me go ahead and put this back here. I have a CP10 High Elf Templar I used to run Resto Destro, but now I run Sword and Board and Resto. Yeah, it's a pretty common combination. I've seen that a lot in BGs, especially for those perma-blocking Templars that spam Breath of Life with the Purifying Light plus that little thingamajigga they put down there to actually give them like a shitload of magic regen. Seen a lot of that. Very common, especially if you're like a vampire too. Stupidly useful. God, that fire alarm's gonna make me go berserk. Alright. So position camera nicely. It's gonna look up a little bit weird in the cutting sequence, but actually, wait, it won't look too weird, so we actually get the intro going. It's overpowered. I fucking know, dude. Ice Wardens plus Templars that permablock, it is fucking impossible to kill those shits in BGs. Not to say that it's because they're like overpowered or anything obnoxious like that. No, it's just because they simply have way too much survivability and way too much regen. Especially DKs who do that with fucking magma armor. Oh my god, kill me. I fucking hate it. Ugh. I got my voice cracked there too. Apparently I'm 15 again. Actually, let me reset this face rig because the camera is now positioned weirdly. Okay, there we go. That's better. Sometimes it has weird default positions. Alright. So to get started, let's actually talk about the abilities we're going to be using today. So in this character, just for the sake of the abilities, we have a Resto Staff on the back bar and a Destro Staff on the front bar. So to actually go through it, we have, as for number 5, it is going to be our Twilight Matriarch. And the reason why we're actually using the Twilight Matriarch out of all things is because it offers us that nice, pristine healing, as well as the fact that the healing actually applies to multiple members, up to 2 additional members, which is absolutely beautiful to have, because having the extra ability to heal your allies in times of need actually gives your character a little bit more utility, a little bit more oomph to the team. And so actually, since you have the Twilight Matriarch, that actually kind of influences our next choice of ability. So we actually got the Summon Volatile Familiar rank 5 as our next ability here. And the reason why we do this is kind of like a multiple step approach. We get that extra shock damage, which our passives and our Magicka armor kind of like preference kind of actually naturally, you know, increases, as well as the fact that the ability itself is a nice pulsing AoE, with the last tick of it also doing stun damage, which is absolutely fabulous to have when you're doing in like a BG or when you're facing a Nightblade, for instance. Absolutely fabulous to have that if you actually just want to kind of like bring them out of stealth occasionally. As well as just the fact that if you actually get a Volatile Familiar proc off there, you can actually stun multiple people, which then your team can then come in right behind for that absolutely phenomenal clean follow-up. As well, for the back bar here, we also got a mutagen, and the reason why, again, for this is mostly kind of a utilitarian purpose. For one, it offers us the ability to actually heal ourselves over time without actually having to do damage. So say if we're kind of running away from a fight because there's too many people there, this will actually allow us to get a little bit of healing and gives us the ability to survive. Especially if you fall below 20% and need to cleanse, say, a poison injection or burning embers or whatever dot may be on you. You really need to cleanse those. This mutagen can really help out. And it's awesome because it also, in the chances of BGs, does absolutely phenomenally well. Phenomenally well. And actually giving you that nice medic bonus, which is another 500 points in Deathmatch BGs. I'm going to cut out that little pause there because that was a really awkward one. Going on to the next one, we actually have Boundless Storm, and this is just because it is a standard thing on most Sorc builds. Having Boundless Storm plus Power Surge are absolutely fabulous ways to increase your survivability, because one, Boundless Storm, great for pulling out Nightblades out of stealth, as well as actually doing just passive damage increase. As well as it also gives you that extra bit of Major Resolve and Major Ward, increasing your spell and physical resistance, which you're going to need as a light armor user, especially for those high burst builds that you will be facing in BGs. You will be facing those, so having that extra bit of armor is going to really help you out. As for Power Surge, well, of course, it gives you that nice critical strike heal, which will always save your ass many, 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 many times, as well as also just giving you that Major Brutality and Major Sorcery, which just increases that nice little spell damage proc there, which is really useful to actually getting that little bit of extra oomph when you want to actually kill somebody. So actually going on to our main bar here, this is where you're going to be doing most of your damage. And since we are a pet build, we're going to be utilizing things like Daedric Prey, which increases the damage of not only your 2 pets that you have out all the time, your Matriarch and your Volatile Familiar, but also the Greater Storm Atronach. So that's actually going to be a nice thing to have when you're trying to focus somebody down, pop that Daedric Curse on them, send your pets after him, and they'll likely either flee or die really, really quickly. And now for the second ability on your Destro bar, this is kind of up to you. I found that I've been facing a lot more instances where stunning is not as helpful for me because the characters are either perma-stunned by my allies or they're able to dodge my stun. because the ability I tend to use quite often is the Destro Staff Destructive Reach. Super nice range, very nice when you're trying to stun somebody from running away, really nice for actually chase people down and try to actually secure a kill. However, this one is also much less likely to be utilized because the thing is, people can dodge roll this ability super easily, and you'll also be facing a lot of Dragon Knights who are using reflective scales, so this ability is actually seeing less and less utilization as time goes on, just because of how ineffective it is. You could also try to use the class variant Storm Calling the Liquid Lightning. I find it to be a little bit less effective in terms of DPS, as well as the fact that you have to press it twice to activate or press then a left click, which is not very efficient in terms of trying to actually make a nice clean rotation. Just having this nice little blockade that just instantly summons it, super easy to rotate within BGs, especially during a frantic fight, and it does absolutely fabulous damage with the extra perk of also being undodgeable, easily pulls out Nightblades from stealth, and it's able to hit multiple people. So this is actually really great for area control, really great for bringing out those pesky Nightblades, and really great if you use it in conjunction with a team that's able to take benefit of the off-balance effect of it. So that's just kind of what I tend to use. There's also the benefit of using Hardened Ward, and that's just because as a pet Sorc and as a sorcerer in general, you will likely get focused because you tend to be the squishiest of the people there. So having the Hardened Ward is really nice, especially if you're also in a situation where you're facing a lot of also concurrent AoE use. So say you have a Dragon Knight ultimate down with a, I don't know, maybe a Templar ultimate or a Crusading Sweep, or maybe someone else just spamming Liquid Lightning or Blockade of Storms. This is really nice to keep your pet up, because if you have to actually summon your pet again in the middle of a fight, it will actually probably result in you dying, because it, as you can see, the cast time is 1.5 seconds, which in a frantic BG setting is not very good to have to recast in the middle of the fight, unless the pet is like really freaking far away and you're out of magicka. And well, the fact that it also shields you for a decent amount, so getting this Hardened Ward is actually quite nice, and it shields not only the Volatile Familiar, the Matriarch, and the Atronach, so you get the whole kit and caboodle there. As well as, I forgot to mention this, on the back bar, I do have Absorption Field as the major ultimate. This ultimate tends to see a little bit less utilization, because the thing is, for this ultimate to be really properly utilized as the healing variant, your team has to be willing to jump inside of it for a heal, especially if you're facing any ranged characters. But as well for the silencing effect from the enemies, that gets a little bit wonky because the enemies themselves tend to be hyper aware of absorption fields, and everyone just kind of tends to stay away from that as the plague. So really, absorption field really only used in, say, you're in a 2v1 situation and you really want to get a heal down, as well as also try to turn the tables to try to like block away a, say if you're facing a magicka DK. Really useful in that regard. It's also kind of useful to say if you want to get rid of a pet. So if you're facing another sorcerer build that's also utilizing the Unstable Familiar, the Twilight Matriarch, or an Atronach, you could place this down right on top, so not only would you silence the sorcerer, you'd also be stunning the pets, which is also a great way for you to avoid a lot of TPS, as well as just heal yourself up. You could go with the damage variation of this if you want to be a little bit more aggressive with it, but I tend to use the healing variation because I do like that support aspect of it. So this is just for the abilities. If you also wanted to and potentially use Bolt Escape, if you're saying trying to be a little bit more concerned about your escape potential, you could try to use that instead of Hardened Ward or Blockade of Storms, or hell, if you want to get rid of Daedric Prey. But that also just depends on what your personal play style is. So if you're more of a person who tends to find themselves in a situation where they're 1v3ing, yeah, having Bolt Escape would definitely be a huge benefit in terms of running away. Or if you're finding yourself in a situation where your allies are doing massive DPS and are able to do, you know, majority of the DPS within a fight, you could throw a Mage's Fury, especially whatever morph you prefer, and to actually use that to secure these kills so that you can actually likely get a little bit more points for yourself, as well as just making sure that no one escapes from your clutches. But that's just for abilities right now. So let's go on to the next section. And we'll cut right there. So at this point, we're now going to go on to the Alma aspect here. That might have been a little bit verbose there. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we try to cut that down, the explanations a little bit more? I'm trying not to be too verbose when it comes to any of these systems because I don't want it to be overly how should I say, strenuous in a way. Hard to say. Hard to say. Oh, fuck, I just dropped that. Oh, whatever. That won't be in the video anyway. That'd be cut out anyway. Actually, we guess we could edit this on stream too. Kind of depends. Alright, alright. Let me just clear out my throat real quickly just so this thing doesn't get coarse throughout the course of recording. Because the thing is, it's depending on how the actual section goes each time, I may reshoot it again just for either a more succinct point or for added clarity or just for the voice quality. Because sometimes my voice either may be too quiet, too high, may actually be sounding too coarse if I've been on too long without a drink. Because the thing is, if I talk for way too long, this voice will fucking go. As well as it does like this weird thing where like foam built up in the back of my mouth, like near my tonsils, and I can kind of like feel it, and I don't know why it does that. I have no idea. So getting these drinks in there really does help. I guess I could also do like what death metal artists do and kind of like gargle salt. So let's go ahead and pump that beauty out so it's actually not. They can heal over and over again, like deals a shitload of DPS. Templars on the sword and board side, I don't really tend to see them do a lot of DPS unless they're using, say, that one ability that's like an execute they have where like it stores up all your DPS and then does it at the very end. That thing could do like 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 damage in a single hit. That thing I've been killed by so many times. That was a really good ability to have. Especially if your team is dogpiling on somebody. But let me see. Alright, let's go on to armor next. I think it is in the background because that one actually looks nicer. Nicer. Oh, the wrong one there. I don't know why I pressed that button. I was thinking for some reason to like press the stop recording button. Alright, let's actually go into that. Let's get rid of that too. So none of my guildmates actually get doxxed in this. So moving on to armor sets here, we actually do have quite a bit of an interesting situation here. So we're actually going to be rocking a little bit unconventional sets that you may or may not like depending on who you are. So let's actually just go through the base weapons off the bat. So we have the Mad Tinkerer's Lightning Staff as well as the Mad Tinkerer's Restoration Staff. And this is just because when it comes to BGs, having that nice little bit of blunt shock damage with the chance of... fucking Christ, why did I do that? That was disgusting, sorry. I gotta redo that now. Why did I do that? That's probably just gonna get me demonetized. Who gives a shit? And I also want to thank you to Benevolent Bo D for following on Mixer. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. So if you see shenanigans appear from other chats or from talking to other people, that's probably where they're at. So just letting you know. These would all be things I'd be cutting out of the fucking recording too. Alright. So moving on to actual armor sets here, we're going to be using a little bit of unconventional armor sets here that you may or may not be actually comfortable with. So let's take a gander here. So for the actual weapons that we were talking about earlier, we're going to be using a Mad Tinkerer's Lightning Staff and a Mad Tinkerer's Restoration Staff. And the reason why we're using this set in particular is because of its actual stunning and knocking up potential. And if you're in a very cramped situation where if you're like in those Dwemer ruins and BGs, this is actually immensely beneficial because then you could stun, you know, multiple enemies who are charging at you, or if you're actually chasing down somebody, this is actually great for actually knocking them up and actually trying to secure the kill. There has been many instances where my pet and my Boundless Storm have actually procced this set and then actually caused the enemy team to be stunned midway through their advancement onto us. So say somebody drops down Dawnbreaker, which instantly stuns, and then you throw on this Mad Tinkerer set. Well, sometimes what happens is that Mad Tinkerer will proc, and then the person who just threw down the Dawnbreaker then themselves get stunned, as well as the team behind them. So you end up in a situation where it's like, all right, their advancement instantaneously blocked off because now everyone has to break free, and that kind of actually saves your team in many, many situations. So Mad Tinkerers is just because it has that really nice extra potential there. And when it comes to actual traits you want to use for these gears, this kind of just depends on your personal flavor. So for BGs, it's usually a pretty good rule of thumb to use Sharpening on Lightning Staff or any of your damaging weapons, because you actually get through the extra bit of armor, and everyone tends to have a stupidly high amount of armor. If you're going Precise or Decisive or any of the other stuff, you'll probably see a little bit less utilization, so that just kind of depends on your flavor. For Resto Staff, I tend to run the Precise, just because I want to get my heals to hit for a little bit harder, and get an extra penetration on healing items doesn't really make much sense. You guess you could also throw on Nernhoned, or you want to throw on something like Decisive to get more ultimate generation for extra pets and extra utility. You could do that if that is more of your inclination. That just kind of depends on your personal playstyle preference. Going on to the other sets here, we also have the Night Slayer, and this is full body jewelry arcane, of course, since we are a Magicka character, and with a spell damage enchant. It would be preferable if you could get golden jewelry, golden weapons, golden everything, but of course, work within your kind of monetary limits. The sets that I'm actually showing off here are actually not very expensive. I mean, you can see a sharpened lightning staff, only $8,000. You can get a blue version of this too if you want to go cheaper. Get a blue version of the staff, upgrade it yourself. Look at that, you just saved yourself even more money. But going back to Night Slayer here, the main reason why we want to use Night Slayer is due to the prominence of shields and reflection within this game, as well as blocking. So if you're actually using Night Slayer, you can see at the 5-piece set, actually, your fully charged heavy attacks against players deal an additional 9% of their max health as Oblivion damage. If you have gold variations of this jewelry, it will be up to 10%. So say you're facing a 40k HP Dragon Knight tank who's spamming the living crap out of scales, which you will see so often. But now with this set, you'll be hitting them every time between 4,000 to 5,000 damage of their health that they cannot block. And this is on top of the damage you're doing with Daedric Curse, the Unstable Familiar, the Twilight Matriarch, the Storm Atronach, the Elemental Blockade, as well as just the heavy attack damage itself. All of that's just applying a lot of pressure, as well as now it's applying pressure that can't be blocked. So saying if somebody's also trying to spam that Restoration Shield, like the Hardened Ward, or other variations, at the very end of their life, you can actually just go straight through those shields and go straight to their health bar. I've actually secured so many kills with this Night Slayer set than any other set I would say I've had in here. This used to be a more Colden set. I used to actually rock a more Colden set in this character, but through DPS testing and just through purely anecdotal observations through BGs, I noticed that the more Colden set was actually not able to do a whole bunch in terms of BGs. So, not very helpful here. So, we got the Night Slayer robe for chest, waist. Feet is going to be the Mad Tinkers again, as well as legs, as well as arms. As for the 2-piece headset here, we're going to be rocking Maw of the Infernal. And this is going to be the heavy variation, because we want to have a little bit of heavy. You want to have 2 heavy and 5 light. And the reason for that is just that they have a little bit of extra survivability in BGs. Because like I said, as a Sorc, you're going to get targeted. And it is going to absolutely hurt. However, you also see that I also have health enchants on here. Considering that you're going to be wearing heavy armor, you don't really need to be rocking these health enchants. So I'd recommend instead throwing on, say, Magicka enchants like I have for the rest of my gear pieces. But it also just kind of depends on your personal preference. Again, if you like more survivability, throw on health enchants. If you like more damage, throw on Magicka enchants. As for the traits for the body pieces, I mostly recommend going for Impenetrable, just so that you can deal with those burst situations when you're facing Nightblades, or when you're facing any sort of stamina user spamming Dizzying Blow or Executioner. These really help with that survivability. If you're going to BGs without Impenetrable gear on, expect to die incredibly fast. Because without it, you're going to be getting hit for like 5,000-6,000 per Wrecking Blow easily. So this is going to be very useful, especially if you're facing incapacitating strike that crits. Oh my goodness, not even a contest there. But because of all this, you actually do get a nice amount of spell critical with the Mad Tinkerer set as well. I don't know if I mentioned this. So it actually does kind of help out with your critical surge ability. So getting a nice amount of that critical surge does help up there. So, as you can see right here, we actually do have 43.7% critical. But then you also have to remember that this is in the overworld. In BG, you will expect a little bit lower critical strike. So now let's move on to the next section. And then fucking cut right there. What are we doing next? So then champion points. I don't know for champion points. Considering that this is going to be a BG build video, I'm not really going to be doing champion points. And champion points is just this little thing right here. This little wheel of sustain stats, defense stats, and attack stats. And, I mean, I don't even know what the optimal set is for this character anyway. That I don't go into Cyrodiil with champion points activated either way. So, this will mostly just depend. Maybe I should just put a disclaimer in the thoughts section about that. Yeah, I'll put that in the thoughts section. Maybe I might discuss it later, but I don't know, hard to say. What do you guys think? Should we actually put in that CP section in case you actually find that interesting? Because really with this build, I wouldn't be using a whole lot of actual CP in this character. BGs are non-CP. I do non-Cyrodiil CP. The only other time it'd be useful is if you're doing duels. Which, I don't do duels either, because duels go on for fucking ever. And I absolutely hate it. It bores me to tears doing duels. So, let's actually go into the next section. Food, passion, and then race. Oh, I always keep pressing the transition button as if it's like the start recording button too. God darn it. Alright. Let's take a look here. So for actually food, potions, and race, we got a couple of options here when it actually comes to what you'd be utilizing in BGs itself. So personally, I tend to be using more or less the melon-baked Parmesan pork. And that's just because it gives us the most stats in terms of health and magicka. Because the thing is, since we're using a heavy attack build, we won't be actually able to utilize, say, a whole bunch in terms of regen. Sure, the regen is a little bit more beneficial if you want to get a little bit of extra oomph there, but that's what I tend to use. However, in more recent instances, I've actually been using the Ozogra's Red Frothgar, which is more or less gives you the extra health, it gives you the extra bit of survivability, but then it also gives you a boatload of magicka recovery, which is really nice because if you're running away from, say, a fight and you're trying to heal up with the Twilight Matriarch, having an extra bit of stats is really useful, especially if you're in any high-intensity situation in which a lot of your team members are being blitzed down through dizzying swing spam. You actually need to start spamming that heal from the Twilight Matriarch to actually keep them nice and healed. So getting that extra bit of regen is also kind of nice. So this is what I've been using mostly for the actual little bit of extra oomph in terms of regen. If you want to go for the best of both worlds for all worlds, you could go for the Witch Mother's Potent Brew, which gives you that health, gives you that magicka recovery, and also gives you that max magicka. So if you want the best of all worlds, you can also start using that as well. But these are the 3 food options I tend to use for a build like this. As for potions, like again, this kind of depends mostly on your preference. So for me, I tend to use Tri-Restoration pots. So this is magicka, health, and stamina. Because my character, I tend to do a lot of dodge rolling, especially if I'm facing any stamina character that is spamming Wrecking Blow, or if someone's trying to spam a crapload of dots on me. Dodge roll has saved my life many, many, many times. As well as also just useful for just breaking out of stuns like Dawnbreaker, or the Nova Implosion, or the Astronaut. There's a lot of instances in which is kind of useful. As for other potions you could potentially using, I've actually found myself using the occasional Essence of Detection. However, with the utilization of Boundless Storm, Blockade of Elements, as well as the Unstable Familiar AoEs, you have 3 AoEs going right there alone. So if you're unable to actually get a Nightblade out with that, maybe you can use an Essence of Detection. But like I said, with all those AoEs that you should be utilizing, you will unlikely be able to get this guy out. So you don't really need this unless you need to. I also made this a magicka variation, so this also gives you the extra spell damage, extra bit of magicka, as well as giving you that stealth detection for 12 seconds. So really nice and useful. As for Tri-Restorations, this is just from daily rewards, so I've been using those for, you know, just in case of these, because it's cheaper, why not? Save yourself a little bit of cash if you're feeling the necessity for it, because it does essentially the same thing, just a little bit less of an oomph. So, as for the race, the character itself is a Khajiit, and that's mostly because the passives within the Khajiit are more applicable to stamina and magicka variation, so this is kind of nice whenever I want to flip the major stats of this character. But it's also because the stats for a Khajiit now are actually fairly good, for a Magicka character as well. Because now you have the extra bit of magic recovery as well as the health recovery for extra bit of oomph. And the stamina recovery is kind of good if you want to be doing extra dodge rolls or breaking free. You also have the Lunar Blessing, which just increases your stats across the board, which is always nice for a little bit extra survivability, a little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra utility in terms of running. As well as also just having the extra critical damage and critical healing, which is actually kind of nice because it meshes well with the critical surge that we have right here, the Power Surge. Because now the Power Surge and the Feline Ambush are kind of both impacted by critical strike stats. So the more critical strike stats you have, the more you'll get from your Khajiit passives as well as through your Sorcerer passives. So Khajiit kind of has a nice little synergy effect with the Sorcerer class, especially with the pet variation I tend to use that has a lot of extra crit through the item set bonuses. As for everything else, that should be it. So that just kind of comes down to your passive. So let's move on into another section. So at this point, we're going to be looking at the testing application of it. So at this point, I may actually be cutting to... what am I thinking? A little bit of extra for everything. I just got back on your stream. Well, thank you, Ghost, for coming back there, my dude. I'm just currently doing a little bit of recording for the Sorcerer build we're planning on here, so we're just going to be working on that right now. So next, I guess we could try to do our testing application next, or our thoughts. So, yeah, I guess we could do our thoughts portion of it, and do a little bit of our testing, I suppose, too. So for testing, I probably should show like what a typical rotation on a build like this would be, and then give context as to what it would be out in the BG setting. So that actually probably would help out. So let's go ahead and actually do this. Oh goodness, fucking cat's going crazy downstairs. One second, let me close the door. Just so that isn't like too freaking obnoxious in here. Yoink, let's get that down. Okay. Let's see, face rig's back up. Gooch, okay. So when it comes to the actual DPS rotation you'll be doing inside BGs, it's a little bit unorthodox. So of course you should have your pets out all the exact time. If they ever get attacked or you see the enemy team ever focusing them, just straight up go ahead and start blocking it. It'll protect you and protect your pets. And keeping your pets alive is really, really useful, because if you ever have to resummon them in a battleground, it will actually likely result in your death. So try to protect them as much as you can. Of course, don't also spam shields to the detriment of yourself. If you're also noticing somebody is just focusing you just to drain your magicka, don't necessarily have to drain your magicka. You can always resummon it if you're in a safe position. So as for going for a traditional rotation, generally you'll be activating your Power Surge, your Lightning Storm, and a Mutagen. Sometimes I like to activate Mutagen twice, just so that all my allies actually have it on their bar. But as for the true rotation, you just want to be using as much as you can, trying to get out the main abilities, and then just trying to heavy attack as much as possible. Because heavy attack gives you that real big extra bonus with that Night Slayer, as well as just allows you to summon more Colton and the Mad Tinkerer set as much as possible. Because as you're seeing, because we're nearly having a 100% uptime on Maw of the Infernal, and Mad Tinkerers is proccing nearly every single time. So that's just kind of like a typical build. And then you also kind of just want to go through making sure that you have your Lightning and your Power Surge open as much as possible. So this just kind of depends. So you'll be running around trying to get everything going around. Say if somebody runs behind cover, okay, gotta run back in there. Maybe I'll throw on a couple of storms again, Mutagen, get back into that rotation, throw the curse down, throw Wall of Elements down. Gives you that whole big, you just want to keep up that nice pulsing AoE on your Volatile Familiar. Want to keep that blockade of storms down for that extra bit of AoE damage, especially for facing more than 2 people. And having that curse up for anybody you're focusing down is really, really useful if you want to get them down. As for ultimates, when to actually utilize your ultimates, well, it mostly just depends on the situation. Say if you're facing a bunch of people that are about to come towards you, you can always put down your little bit of... You have this nice little barrier here. You can always put this down to kind of like negate them and to do a nice little ulti bomb, especially if somebody's also using Dawnbreaker. Really useful if you're trying to get past them. As for your Atronach, it is really nice to use your Atronach when you're facing a situation in which somebody is, say, trying to spam ranged abilities on you, like Crushing Shock or, you know, Poison Injection or whatnot. You can actually hide inside your Atronach because the Atronach's hitbox is really massively large. And unless the person is focusing you, they're more likely going to hit the Atronach more than a couple of times accidentally. Same thing with Maw, the Twilight, and the Unstable Familiar. They will likely all be getting hit there. Summon buffs and heavy attacks. So that's the main rotation working here. Not too complicated. But like I said, you also want to be working on these heavy attacks. So you want to be using that Night Slayer, and you want to be getting that Maw of the Infernal out as much as humanly possible. And the thing is, when it comes to when to use a heavy attack over the other, so a Lightning Staff heavy attack is absolutely fabulous to use when you're facing multiple people and you want to do as much damage as possible, because Lightning Staff heavy attacks do passive AoE damage to 2 other people. Absolutely fabulous if you're trying to do as much DPS as possible. But what about when you're running out of Magicka? When you're running out of Magicka, that's when you start wanting using your little staff here, because this actually helps you out the absolute most. Because with the enchant that gives you extra Magicka regen, as well as the passives giving you extra Magicka regen, this is the easiest way to get back your stats. Easiest way to get back your stats. And also, if you're starting to actually find yourself in a situation in which you need a lot of healing, say your allies are starting to get bursted down really quickly, I would start switching to your heavy attack, start throwing on the Mutagen, start throwing on the Twilight Matriarch's heal. That's when you can start doing a lot of healing. And you want to keep up that major mending at all times when you're starting to do healing, just so that you get maximum efficiency out of your heals. Otherwise, if you don't have it up, you will likely not heal for that much. You'll be hitting for around 2,000 to 3,000 per Twilight Matriarch heal. But with this extra major vitality, you'll be getting up there to the 4Ks, to the 5Ks sometimes. So it is actually incredibly useful if you want to get the maximum efficiency out of your build here. So that's just a typical rotation. But what does this actually look like when we're down BGs? Well, let's go take a look at that real quickly. Alright, so at this point now we're going to be doing a little bit of DPS testing out in the real world. Because doing a DPS test on a mummy doesn't actually work out very well, since I'll actually be using Night Slayer set, which doesn't actually get procced on the skull. On a side note, Cruel has been summoned in Twitch chat, so if you want to kill Cruel, I would hop on the Twitch chat right now, which actually I will fight him right now too. Why not? Fight 250! Alright, sweet. So now let's go ahead and do some DPS testing out in the real world. And we're going to be able to do that today. So just in deathmatch. I also realized that I forgot to mention enchants on my weapons, so I may have to go add that in as an addendum to the armor section. Hard to say. I could also just re-record the armor section too, to make it a little bit more fluid. Yeah, I think I'll redo the armor section real quickly, because I think that'll actually be the most beneficial. Alright, so let me quickly redo that. Let me actually take out these pets real quickly too, just so they're not in the way. Alright, sweet. So when talking about armor, we actually have quite a few interesting choices here that you may or may not like. So taking a look at our armor sets here, we're actually going to be rocking 2 5-piece sets and 1 Monster Helm set. And the 2 5-piece sets we're going to be utilizing is Mad Tinkerers as well as Night Slayer. So to understand these sets, Mad Tinkerers essentially summons a Fabricant that does a barrel roll towards enemies and stuns and damages them at the exact same time, assuming they're not immune to stuns at the time. It knocks them right up into the air. And it can also hit multiple people too. So it's actually very useful in tight corridors in which you're facing multiple teams at the same time. Or maybe if the team is starting to engage on you, this Mad Tinkerer set can actually proc and then kind of mess over their engagement, because now all of them have to break free. So it's a really nice high utility set that has very many times saved me in BGs. So that's what I tend to use in BGs. I also tend to use Night Slayer, and that's because we tend to use more or less a heavy attack rotation build. So with these heavy attack rotation build, we can actually utilize Night Slayer to its full potential, because as you can see right here, fully charged heavy attacks against a player deal an additional 9% damage of their max health as Oblivion damage. And that's significant because you have to remember, Oblivion damage cannot be blocked. So if they're spamming shield, spamming block, if they're somehow spamming reflective scales, nope, let's go straight through all of that, and you do straight raw percent, 9% of their health as damage. So say if you're facing a 40k tank that is perma-blocking and throwing on a bunch of shields, well, guess what? You can pierce through all of that now with this Night Slayer set, and it's really beneficial. As for the other Monster Helm set, well, you could probably see what we're using here, and we're going to be using Maw of the Infernal. And that's just because when we do damage with a heavy attack, we actually summon the Maw of the Infernal. So this Maw of the Infernal, when I show you with the rotation coming up, it actually happens quite often. I would say when I'm actually doing a full rotation on a build or during combat, I probably have this thing up more than 60 to 70% of the time when you're doing the rotation properly. So you're actually able to have this bad boy up all the time, and there's also a nice little extra benefit of having Maw of the Infernal. Besides that nice AoE damage that pulls Nightblades out of stealth sometimes, it also does burning damage passively over time, so that gives it an extra bit of passive pressure. But then you also have the fact that this thing has its own hitbox. So Maw of the Infernal, with its own hitbox, can actually take ranged abilities, can take Wrecking Blows, can take ultimates. It can take it all. I've seen the Maw of Infernal take so many meteors, or I've taken so many poison injections, light attacks, heavy attacks, snipes. It takes it all, along with your pets as well. And on top of that, with Maw of the Infernal constantly being refreshed too, every 15 or 10 seconds, and it actually comes up quite a bit. So having Maw of the Infernal is incredibly useful for not only survivability, but for DPS as well. When it comes to traits and enchants, it's more of your standard fare. Jewelry will probably be rocking your arcane stats, especially considering those are the cheaper stats that you can find on the auction house. For body pieces of gear, I tend to rock Impenetrable. You can rock Divines if you want. That mostly just depends on what you're actually feeling. As for weapons, I tend to rock Sharpened on the Lightning Staff with a little bit of extra damage potential to pierce through all of that armor people are stacking. And for Resto Staff, you want to get the extra bit of critical so that your heals could actually hit for a little bit harder. You can also try to throw on the extra trait that increases your healing over time as well. But with the actual spell critical passive, it will also kind of benefit towards your critical surge and your Khajiit passives. So with this little trait on the Resto Staff, you actually are kind of getting a multiple little bit of boost from it. So that's what I tend to use the most often here. For enchants, it's pretty much your standard fare. You want to use mostly all Magicka enchants on your body pieces of gear, spell power on your Night Slayer ring, unless you want to change it to something else. Depends on what you feel like. And for weapons, I tend to use a spell damage enchant for the Lightning Staff and a Magicka Restore on the Resto Staff, just so that I can get a little bit of extra oomph there. So with all of that, let's go ahead and move on to our next section real quickly then. Alright, so I feel like I pretty much caught everything there. That's pretty much the sets that we're using. I could talk about sets that we're not using, but this is pretty much like the best set you can have. You could also try to use Icy Wraith, but that applies with minor buff. And this is just the sets that I've been rocking out there. Alright, so then... I didn't really mention this when I was talking about food, potions, and race. I also probably should have talked about the Mundus Stone that I was using. So let me actually quickly reshoot that scene. This is, when it comes to recording, there's a lot of things you can forget. And I don't have a script out either. I'm doing this all just straight raw takes, so... If I had a script, probably would have been better. Sue me. Who cares? So let's quickly do this. Let me get a beverage in here so my voice doesn't go again. And sorry for that fire alarm there. It just started doing that too. Hopefully I can edit that out post-processing. So when it comes to actual racial passives, food and potions, as well as Mundus Stones, there's a few things to consider. So my character itself is actually a Khajiit sorcerer. And that's because of the item sets, because of the critical surge passive we use to heal, as well as just the natural stat inclinations that actually all just kind of synergize well together. So actually taking a look at the Khajiit passives as to why they're good, they have the Feline Ambush, Lunar Blessing, and Robustness. So the Robustness gives you just straight up raw regeneration stats, which are absolutely incredibly useful where you're wanting to actually get a little bit extra regen to spam more Twilight heals or Unstable Familiars, but also gives you that nice little bit of health recovery and stamina recovery, so you have a little bit of extra survivability to break free or just to deal with whatever comes your way. Lunar Blessings, on the other hand, gives you just broad spectrum stats across your magicka, health, and stamina, which is useful for survivability, for damage, as well as the utility of being able to break free more often, so getting that is a little bit helpful. As for the Feline Ambush, this is where the main extra bonus comes from, because as you can see, we get extra critical damage and critical healing. So not only is our healing better, but our damage output is also increased as well, which synergizes really well with Power Surge, because critical strikes heal us. So having extra critical now would not only benefit our Feline Ambush, but benefit the proc chance of Power Surge, so we'll be passively increasing our heal over time, our damage over time, but then our Khajiit passives will be doing double that. So we're basically just kind of getting two birds with one stone, which then I also mentioned works really well with the Precise trait on your Restoration Staff. So those are all very beneficial stats to have. It also kind of meshes well with the Mundus Stone as well. So if you get the Thief Mundus Stone, you also get the extra bit of spell critical that increases your critical strike even more. So you'll actually be seeing more Power Surge procs, as well as your Feline Ambush doing more damage, as well as just doing more damage overall. Of course, you can also swap out this Thief Stone for the one that increases your spell power or magicka or penetration. Penetration probably being the most beneficial in terms of DPS, but it also just kind of depends on what flavor you're trying to go for and what stats you're actually really trying to max with a build like this, because this build's a little bit more flexible than give it credence to. As for food and potions, you have a couple of options here. So we have the mill and baked Parmesan pork if you want to just straight up raw stats for extra survivability and extra bit of damage. This helps out immensely, especially considering if you're able to do a lot of heavy attacks. You don't really need the extra regeneration because you're getting all that regeneration through your heavy attacks anyway. So you could use this depending on how it goes for you. For me though, I tend to use mostly the Osrug's Red Hrothgar, which gives you the extra health, so you get that extra survivability, plus the extra magicka recovery, which is useful whenever you have to, say, recover your stats from an intense fight, so you can start spamming more abilities, more Unstable Familiars, more Twilight Matriarch here, more mutagens, more Power Surges, everything. This really just kind of helps out, keep the fight going, keeps the gears loose. So this is actually kind of useful for that. If you want the best of all worlds, you could try using Witch Mother's Potent Brew. Now, in sacrificing for less health and less magicka or less magic recovery, depending on which food you use, this kind of just gives you everything. So if you don't want to use these two, you can always use this, because then it gives you pretty much everything, and you really can't go wrong with it, as well as it also just lasting longer, which is also kind of nice, but that just kind of depends on your preference. This is kind of nice if you just want to have like straight up one food for everything. This will do you just fine. As for potions, we have mainly just two options here. I tend to use tri-stat potions for the extra magicka, for the extra health, and for the extra stamina, just so that I can break free more often, run away, get my stats back for spamming heals, and just to heal myself. All really useful things to do in a tight-knit situation, because you will be running out of stamina, especially if you ever have to block, especially if you ever have to break free, especially if you have to dodge roll. Super useful. Same thing with the health, but kind of self-explanatory there. The Essence of Detection is mostly just that you can deal with Nightblades. So if you're dealing with Nightblades that are running away and going into stealth quite often, this will actually help you just kind of actually see where they're going and actually still continue to fight them. Because it is BGs and you will be facing a hell. There's also the Essence of Detection. It is mostly just for facing off Nightblades. So say if you're facing a Nightblade and they're constantly spamming Cloak, this will actually be really useful. However, this may have a little bit less importance due to the fact that you'll be using Unstable Familiar, you'll be using Blockade of Storms, and you'll be using Boundless Storm, all of which are AoE damage that can bring a Nightblade out of stealth. So this may seem a little bit less useful, but it's always nice to have in your back bar, just in case it happens, just in case they manage to wiggle away. You can also use the Crown Store Tri-Restoration Potions you get through daily rewards. I mean, they essentially do the same thing as the Essence's Health that you can craft to Tri-Restoration Potions, but just, you know, are free, depending if you buy them or not, and are less less beneficial, but that mostly just depends on what you prefer. So let's move on to the next section then. All right. Fucking Christ, that alarm's getting off, and I actually got kind of lightheaded there at the very end of it for some reason. I think it's just like I forgot to breathe. Breathe, bitch, breathe. I don't know why. I don't know why, like, my character, or not my character, why I am, like, not feeling the need to breathe. I'm gonna get those enchants rocking on here. So, alright, that appears to be everything. Let's go ahead and do some testing with this thing. So let's queue up for that. And of course, we're gonna keep all this music and background songs off for now, because we're just gonna be doing this for a video, and in the video, we actually have our own music that we display during the video itself, just so that, because if we have to cut up the video or the takes by any chance, having the music not skip at all is pretty much the most preferred way to have it. Alright, so just gotta wait on one more player. So, not a terribly complex build, but the way that we use the gear and the way we do our rotation does kind of help out. Although it does require a little bit more of hands-on experience to actually see what's going on there. Someone declined your invite. Well, thank you, bitch tits. Let's keep it going. I do kind of like this nice little dark elf tent here. Get a nice little bit of a getaway here with a nice little Nordic furniture too. It actually looks pretty sick. I wish we could actually find out a way if we get like a little bit more of a patio here. I'm just trying to think though, where would that actually be the best fitted? It's kind of hard to say for certain. Alright. Let me see. I can actually do some more of those. Fook. I'll actually do some more of those Titan commands real quickly. Titan Axe and Titan Militias. AA. Nice. So we're peeling down Anti-Sav's armor real quickly. Alright. www. The martial law. That's what we got going on here. So, Warden and Sorcerer. So, I'm not sure to actually commentate whether or not we should commentate during a BG. We probably will be needing to. Just to actually kind of explain our whole situation. Yeah, I guess I might as well. So as you can see, now we're in a BG setting, and when it comes to actually BGs, make sure to actually stay with your ally, because as a support build, using mutagen and actually providing Twilight Matriarch heals, you're going to have to actually be near your allies if you want to see the most benefit out of it, especially if you ever want to capitalize on your Volatile Familiar's stuns. You don't really do succeed as a solo build as much, so try to stick with your group. Okay. It's kind of weird. Never had to do like recording during a build like this. So making sure everyone's nice and healed up, get the extra armor, get the buffs on, and making sure we have that Volatile Familiar going at all times. So don't be afraid to actually harass with the Volatile Familiar here. And we'll go ahead and stun them down here. And as you can see, that DK is rocking up his scales. So we actually are not going to be using any ability that actually procs those scales. So we should be just fine. But using our Lightning Storm to actually command an area is super useful. There we go. We can see now they're all just standing right on top of that. Woo! Well, look at that. We're getting too many ults on us. We're going to have to go down there. I mean, there's only so many you can do when you get 2 or 3 Dawnbreakers on a single character's head. It's going to be a hurting. And they were going for us too. As like I said, sorcerers tend to get focused down in this situation. But as you can see, our allies are in trouble, so go ahead and get onto that healing aspect. Yeah, so our dude's looking good now. And as you can see, they're all starting to rock into here, which is going to punish them for that. And it looks like they're rocking out this way as well. Make sure we stay with our allies, though, just so that we don't get cocked away by ourselves. And interesting, the guy's using Draining Shot, which is actually kind of hitting for a lot. And you see now what out the magic here, so try to be a little bit more cautious. Ooh, I'm actually surprised she lived through that. I feel like that would have killed her. There we go, and throwing down the extra bit of AoE silence there to prevent anyone from stacking on top of us, as well as just giving us all the nice extra heal. There we go, getting stunned by our little pet there, as well as being knocked off balance. Really seeing the extra utilization from the pet. And keeping that AoE up at all times is really useful, especially if you just want to get the extra bit of points through assisting. And it looks like our pet, though, was magically killed by some unknown beast, so that'll be knocked down again, trying to resummon it. Expect your pets to die quite often, though. Even if you are spamming a hardened ward, sometimes people just really want to see pets die, so they will die. That's just going to happen. But that's why you have those extra passives there to deal with that. And then go ahead and behind cover to activate the pet yet again. And it looks like they're a little bit cautious of all of our pets in there. And go ahead and spam Hardened Warden on that to keep that thing rocking. And that DK is still trying to use Reflective Scales, which will not actually benefit him at all. Because all of my abilities are completely unreflectable unless I'm spamming light attacks. But even then, that's light attack spam. Go ahead and have our pet here to block attacks that come towards us, as well as just kind of provide a little bit of additional support to anybody that we may be encountering. There we go. Sorcerer's hiding in the corner. Will he be actually able to sit here to survive? It looks like he's trying to spam a Hardened Ward as well. Mad Tinkerus is popping him up. Okay, but there's too many. Let's get out of here. Ooh, double Dawnbreaker too. That's not good. And interesting, both Purple and Orange are trying their damnedest to get me. Including... and they still managed to get him in the end. So close, yet so far. It's actually strange. I've actually been seeing a lot more Magicka characters starting to use Dawnbreaker in their rotations. Just because of how good Dawnbreaker is as a nice AoE ability. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be considered putting this into the testing section, because I feel like actually seeing this is a little bit more confusing, since you're actually now having all these various elements displayed on screen. It's actually maybe a little bit hard to follow what the fuck's going on. Alright, great, that'll stun him down. Dude's rocking out again. Alright, just staying around with him, making sure he stayed up at all times. Pilt's still having fun up there, damaging as much as possible. Getting a few crits off here and there. Ooh, can we get him though with the... he's right behind in cover. But it looks like they're kind of run upstairs with those curses on them, which is not going to result in the most happiest of lives for them. Alright, heal everybody up, heal everybody up. And we have a free pet here to give us a crap load of extra ult. I'll go ahead and take that. And go ahead and throw in the critical surge as well. And immediately, once you see that pet, they all fucking peeled back. Alright, now we have the ability to go ahead and rock out our lightning staff again, since our allies are nice and healed up. There we go. Maybe it just might be more easy to explain the rotation in a controlled environment. And he's literally at it again. That dude had his advancement blocked off immediately by that Tinkerers and had to re-engage his Dawnbreaker. See, that's the situations which it's kind of nice to have that. Is that just dude just gonna be spamming at Mage's Wrath? I mean, I understand if that's what you want to do. It ain't gonna work though. Unless you can actually do a decent amount of deeps. Yeah, he is using Dawnbreaker. Interesting. And now Orange is going to try to steal the kill, too. I mean, when you're having two teams rocking you at the exact same time, it's going to be a little bit hard to live through it. I could kill that Templar, but not with someone else trying to kill me, too. I'm curious, how do I stand on the top here? Not too bad. Dude's been doing a decent amount. The thing is, though, we can't seem to stay together as a team. My allies just kind of seem to be having an independent mindset and are kind of doing their own thing. And I'm trying to stay with like 1 or 2 people, and it's just like, ain't helping. Guess I'll explain the DPS rotation one more time. Are they upstairs? Yep, they're upstairs. And no, I can't hit it from here either. Beautiful. Okay. Well, now they're all staying together, but now we're in a kind of like a useless situation here. Alright, good. They all want to go back down, too. There we go. AoE stun them all. There you go. Do you think I'll be able to come back here, there, little sorcerer? Alright, throw on top of that heal, throw on the mutagen for the extra bit of cleansing effect. There we go, getting that passive AoE, getting that Mad Tinkerers off. Applying that pressure. I'm not sure why we just kind of ignored this dude out here. Yeah, he ain't gonna live though. Alright, 2 extra killing blows. Beautiful. If we can keep this teamwork up here, we're gonna be fine. Alright, come down here, everybody. Get a little bit of extra mutagen on them. And since they're all coming out of that hole, beautiful again with that Mad Tinkerers coming in there with that beautiful extra stun in there. That's what I love to see. Alright, since we're in a high DPS situation, let me get back my magic up real quickly. Woo! I could not even get out of that bash quickly enough. Yeah, and then we get pinched in. Well, that happens sometimes. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. If you notice that other teams are coming in from the backdrop, immediately disengage. It's good though, everyone else is doing really nicely in terms of stats. I think now since we have a full 4 team, we actually could probably put up a decent fight. I mean, we're not that too far behind. We're about 100 points behind. That's an easy makeup. Alright, let's go ahead and stun him down. There we go, get him down to 2k with that Night Slayer set. And he's unable to block it. Ooh, beautiful heals there going off. Everyone's going up top, why not do it? But will Cancerous Maximus be able to survive? Why the fuck did I jump? And he's probably just gonna go back up top, right? Oh, damn, interesting. It's kind of weird. It looked like the Wrecking Blow stunned me before stunning me. And who the fuck is playing music? Well, shit, there goes the recording. Fucking Christ. Especially that sounds like copyrighted music, too, so I definitely can't use this footage now. Fucking great. Let's just go back over to a traditional stream format. Fucking Christ. Where's that music at? Well, at least we actually have the footage already. I might have to explain it more off, a little bit less, but... Ah. Where, oh, where are we heading off to? We're trying to find some other peeps at? heal him up too. See, our heals only really heal for 2.2k. Get that extra bit of healing done with the major mending, and you'll actually be able to get something done. There we go. I see him in the distance. I see that boy looking mighty purty. There we go. How about you go ahead and sit there and take a little bit of extra deeps. There we go. They look nice and healed up. But will he be able to be damaged down just in time? Or nah? Just fucking ignores it all. There we go. Beautiful. And they're doing a pretty good job of focusing me too. There you go. Heal myself up real quickly. Summon the pets again. And give me the extra bit of stunning or degeneration. Woo! Even with all that extra healing, that still didn't save him in time. Watch you say, hey. Watch you say, hey. There you go. We got him poked off in the distance. Fucking see you there, sorcerers too, spamming light attacks. Watch as my rest of his staff kills you faster. Fuck off with the traps here. Okay, let's get that lightning storm down there too. There we go. Commanding an area as hard as we can. With that permafrost stun. Beautiful looking good. Nice. If we can keep doing that, we will win this. Oh, fuck. He didn't get here fast enough. And there we go. Heal him up. Woo, let's get the fuck out of there. We're getting focused down to shit. We failed you. I love how my dude's trying to talk while the team is actually fucking dead. Oh, apparently that lantern doesn't actually exist. Okay. 1 minute remaining. I don't know, I think we did pretty good in the recovery. It's just now we won't be able to recover fast enough. We don't have enough time. I feel like if we were given more time and more points to actually get, we actually probably could pull this through. There's other Blumpkins. Let's go through. I mean, we're pretty much teabagging them at spawn for a hot second. There we go. Ooh, nice. And we got the killing blow with the Night Slayer set again. Like I said, that thing always secures so many damn kills. Found him. What the fuck are the guys doing? Over here. I see like the whole enemy team here are kind of in a nice little congregation. There we go. And the pet gave him a stun too. Not bad. Okay, it's not too bad. Trapyard actually did pretty good amount of healing too. So, a little bit of a weird situation, but I think we're okay. No way in hell, though, could I record that shit again, because now there's just some blaring fucking music in the background that just sounds like some generic trap or some shit. So, sorry for that. I guess we'll have to finish up the video another time. Blood gang at my disposal. Stay frozen. Blood potion, bitch, you got a blood gang at my disposal. Hey, hey, bitch, you got a blood gang at my disposal. I mean, I guess I could actually probably just stay here at spawn. Vampire boots. I fucking love this song so much. Sit chair. Disrespect. Oh, that fucking line right there. So good. Looking at my disposal. Let me see if I can actually show you. Does it actually show up to, where the fuck is that? I should actually be here somewhere. Interesting. Where is my fucking... Where the hell is it? Where's Vegas Pro 14? I have it on my desktop. Where the hell is it? Yeah, I can't even get him out tier 2. Okay, where's Vegas 14? I have this thing installed. I know I use it. Okay, here it is. I guess you just pull up here. At my disposal. 1 second. Let me see if everything kind of works here. Let's see. Getting some knobs. Actually, where do I get rid of that font? There you go. Comes with a divine dams cookie. Now let me actually see. 1 second. Anything on this screen that I need to be potentially worried about? I will have to actually minimize that to some degree so I can see Elder Scrolls in the background. But yeah, here we go. Oh, this is gonna kind of look weird because I usually work with this thing full screened and not partial screened. And here we go. So let's actually do a new one real quickly. There you go. So you can see the process of video editing if that's your kind of gig. Although maybe I probably need to put this into a just chatting stream, but let's see. 1 second. I need to stop the recording and then start the recording. It doesn't actually cancel the stream. It just makes it so I can actually... Oh wait, fuck. I never recorded the thoughts section either. Well, actually, I don't hear anything in the background. Do you guys hear anything? Yeah, no. The only thing I hear is the fans of... Fuck. Drop that again. The only thing I hear is my fans going off. Alright. I guess we can actually finish up recording then. So let's try that again. Yoink. Although now I have to go back to my house because for some reason we were teleported out of that place. Try Bing's high hole. And then we're going to turn off the music again too, but we'll do that when we get there. Not a bad song. And I actually just love how that song was actually shot too. They used a lot of EMB mods and clothing mods to actually make it look really pristine. Ah, beautiful. Strange thing that came out over a year ago. Does not feel like it. Does not feel like it. Alright. Alright, I think we actually really need to redo the combat thing. Because that I actually have to explain a little bit more now. Since I won't be able to really show it off in a PvP setting accurately, at least not without like a shitload of editing and like a lot of confusion, I think we'll just do it in more of a controlled environment. So start off with our fresh, clean base here. Let's go and turn off that music. Whoops, wrong button. Yoink. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Alright. And chat's not apparent, right? Okay, no, good. So I don't want that to accidentally show again. Alright, sweet. So when it comes to your actual rotation, it's actually a fairly simple one, but it's also an unorthodox one, so it will take some time to get used to if you haven't done a heavy attack rotation build. But I guess let's just start off with a little bit of the basics here. Of course, you want to have your pets summoned at all times. Remember that your Twilight Matriarch is a heal, and your Clan Familiar is an AoE DPS with the final tick being a stun. So before you really start combat, you always want to kind of have your Power Surge, your Thunder Presence, and your Mutagen going off. Sometimes you'll cast Mutagen twice or even 3 times, just to make sure that all of your 3 allies in Battlegrounds actually have mutagen on them, because that will save them so many times. Trust me, it actually will save quite a few lives, as well as just give you the medic bonus occasionally, which is muy freaking bien for actual points in Death Badge. So actually going with the true rotation, you get your buffs activated. Okay, nice and simple. But then I guess we can just go straight with the simple rotation. A couple of light attacks in between every curse, then to your storm, then into your pet. Of course, then you want to be just constantly rotating these things, making sure that everything is constantly going off. If one thing ends before the other, try to just throw down again. If everyone is moving really fast, then you may want to forego spamming down the blockade and actually just going for straight heavy attacks instead, because you might find more success there. And just throwing out Daedric Curses whenever you can. So remember that the Daedric Curse only lasts about 6 seconds. Your pet will last about 8 seconds. Your blockade lasts about 8 seconds. So they end all roughly at pretty much the exact same time. So you really need to do a heavy attack weaving between all of them. Just kind of heavy attack when you can while doing them. And you have to do, and you want heavy emphasis on that heavy attack, just so you can get full utilization of your Night Slayer ring. The Night Slayer is not going off here, of course, because this is not a player, so it doesn't take that extra 9% Oblivion damage. If it did, I would be doing like 20 to 30,000 damage every time. It'd be kind of insane. So with that, so just make sure you have your buffs on at all times. Get that mutagen on everybody, spamming down, getting that blockade, getting that shield up when you can, and throwing out the little pet AoE. And having that pet AoE synergize with your stun actually kind of helps out. So if you actually want to throw down your pet AoE first, and then throw out the Daedric Curse, then by the time that actual Daedric pet ends, the curse will blow up at the exact same time, so that it'll stun and do a lot of DPS. And it's a really nice combination if you just really want to get that last person who is really easily able to heal at that very end. That's kind of a nice little wombo combo that you could do there to get a little bit of extra bit of maybe DPS off on them. Helps out. It also just hopefully doesn't get stunned by the little mad tinkers at the exact same time. As for anything else you kind of have to know about this build, there's a kind of a few things you can do that are more of just like quality of life improvements when you're actually out in the BG with this character. So with your Resto Staff, do not be afraid to heavy attack with the Resto Staff. With the aforementioned enchants, as well as the passive of the Restoration Staff, you get a lot of magicka regen by heavy attack with Resto Staff. So don't be afraid to actually do it. As well as the fact that it also gives you major mending, which makes your heals heal for a crap load. Of course, you'll only be able to get about 2 heals off before you have to do it again. But say if you're in a situation where you're like in the middle of a huge team fight, having this down, having the extra bit of healing going is really beneficial to your team. Of course, you also have access to your buffs really easily on the Resto Bar, so it's really easy just to kind of go through that. But also don't be afraid to throw down your curses, the little blockade of storms, and your pet at the exact same time. But just make sure you're conscious of how much magicka you're using. So sometimes you may have to forego throwing down the curse or the blockade of storms if you're really low on magicka and you're spamming a lot of heals. But it's a really nice way to heal yourself up. As well as for buffs, you will occasionally notice that you will have to just flip to your Resto Bar to just do Storm and not do Critical Surge, because Critical Surge lasts quite a bit longer than the actual Boundless Storm itself. So you may do Critical Surge, Boundless Storm, and Mutagen at first, and then go to the Destro Bar to actually do your thing, but then you may just come back here just to throw in an extra bit of a Storm. Same with Mutagen, but Mutagen is not necessarily like a top priority. Don't like try to throw on Mutagen 100% of the time. If it costs you, say, a kill or two, a little bit of extra assist, do it when you can. And another thing to mention with the Resto Ultimate, or with the Resto Staff, is that your heavy attacks also do healing. As you can see, it's healing my pet right in front of me right now, but it's actually kind of a nice, useful thing to have if you're trying to heal for as much as possible. As for any other consideration, when to actually use your ultimate. So the Absorption Field is really useful when you're trying to do a wombo combo, and you're trying to throw it on top of a team that's stunned, just so that they can't really counter-react as fast. That definitely does help out considerably, especially if you're facing a thing like a Sword and Board Templar, or a Magicka Sork as well with pets. That's really nice to actually use it then too. But for the most time, I tend to actually be using the Atronach For one, it has the synergy for charged attack, I believe it's called, which gives you 25% weapon damage, or 25% damage in general. It's a really nice buff to your damage, and also affects you, your Atronach, and your ally if they're able to use the synergy. As well as the fact that you can actually kind of hide inside your Atronach. So, get your Atronach on top of somebody, that's a really nice AoE stun. But then, you can actually hide inside your Atronach. Of course, this won't save you from AoE abilities, but say somebody's spamming light attacks, or spamming, say, poison injection, burning embers, or spamming an ultimate, it could actually go to your Greater Storm Atronach, and that actually does save you quite a bit of HP right there itself. So don't be afraid to actually utilize it. Don't be afraid to actually get inside of it and use it as a shield, because in a way, it is a shield. It also benefits from your Hardened Ward too, if you're concerned about it dying, but Greater Storm Atronach has 50,000 HP, so it ain't really going to die very well. Ain't going to die very well, but that's just what we got going on here. So, on to the next section. Alright. So that's that. That's that. I was trying to think, what else do we got going on here? I actually probably need to start cutting that up into an actual little bit of sections to see how it goes. So let's go try that real quickly. So stop recording there. Pop the recording out too. Sweet. Okay. So then get out that Vegas 12. Bitch, I got a blood gang at my disposal. Ay. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. Studio recordings. We actually got quite a few here. So let's see. This would be these three I need to use, I think. Actually, wait. Yeah, these three. So give those a hot second. All the noise profiles need to be made for those real quickly. Oh yeah, my pets are still womping on that thing. Okay. Sweet. And let me turn the music back on again, so you guys can hear that. And you can actually probably go ahead and see the small scene again, so they can actually see the chats and whatnot. Alright, beautiful. So let's take a look here. Not very many people watching. Guess that happens. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that offline, because I don't think you guys actually probably want to see that, knowing everything. That, for some reason, why is that one taking forever to build the peaks for? That was only like a 9-minute clip. Unless that's like the 4-hour one. Oh, wait, no. It's probably taking forever to actually build the clip because I'm writing to that hard drive while also taking from that hard drive. So my hard drive's probably just working like half capacity right now. Ooh. We'll give that a second. We'll give that a second. What if I turned off recording? Would that help it? Nope, doesn't seem to be helping that shit at all. Still going at a snail's pace. Well, damn. Damn. Guess I have to worry about that one then. I don't know. What are you guys feeling? I feel like doing some more BGs potentially. Hard to say. I am feeling quite fatigued. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do one more BG. Go on and get a little bit of extra fun in with this build. I actually want to win one of these bad boys before we go for the day. Yeah, close that down. Let's see, anything else I need to get rid of? We can get rid of that for now. And that's still fucking doing its thing in the background. God. Ooh, Heartbreaker. Love you, Sven. Such a doll. If you don't know what song I'm talking about here, we got this a beautiful one here. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice 80s theme with that VCS film grain added to it. In the man. The singing sounds weird as hell. Oh, Ezekiel, I thought it was Sven. Ooh. I'm thirsty like a monster. Damn, he's going full fucking horn dog there. You have the guy's face fucking smile too. But the thing is, like, there's so low polygon count in that thing, it doesn't actually look correct. Like, his smile comes to look like a damn triangle. Hard to hold and hard to catch. I'm a heartbreaker. I'm a heartbreaker. Get too attached. What the fuck's going on Twitter? Why do I have a notification there? Hey. Looks like the rug actually shipped out, so that'll actually be getting here soon. That'll actually dampen down the sound here. What the fuck's going on Twitter here? Notifications? Oh yeah, I talked about the Solo movie. Oh yeah, that's right, because there was this little bit of an interesting situation here. James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie is a total reboot, not called Suicide Squad 2. So, essentially, they rebooted the franchise because it did so fucking poorly at first. Which, I don't blame it. I don't blame it. Suicide Squad fucking bombed at the box office, and everyone fucking hated it. And I was like saying, oh, at least I can hope that happens with Star Wars. Because, if you don't know, they switched directors for Star Wars halfway through. They had, like, J.J. Abrams for the first one. They had some fucking other dude for Star Wars 2, and it just resulted in a weird, confusing story mess that was basically a copy of the original series that wasn't very entertaining. So, what they do for the third series, will they switch directors again? I don't know, but guy fucking reacted with this gif, and I was like, well, I don't have very much confidence in Disney as a movie producer ever since they made that Solo movie, because I actually wonder, did Solo ever make its money back domestically? Solo movie, box office. Box office, it made $392 million, so basically $393 million. Solo movie cost $400 to $450 million. Oof. Oof. Oh my god. That sucks. God. The Han Solo film only making $393 million, and the thing at minimum probably cost around $400 million. Fucking yikes. That thing bled money. God. I mean, I hate to see Star Wars. It's probably because it didn't do as fabulous in BGs, but not BGs. No, Han Solo didn't go to a fucking battleground with a sorcerer. No, but it probably didn't do terribly well in the box office, just because it's kind of like a weird prequel that no one was really asking for. And then they didn't do anything creative with it, with an actor that was deadpan the entire time, with a color palette that was dark to the point of it being actually hard to actually see inside the movie, but also being dreadfully dreary. Then they had that weird subplot with robot human rights and advancement of robot into the equal workplace. All this weird shit that was supposed to be parody to modern day social. Oh my god. Like, I'm surprised that thing didn't fucking blow hard fucking chunks. Heal him up, heal him up, heal him up. And this one's using her own damn ultimate. Whoo, shit, what the hell hit me for that much? Was it the Purifying Light again? Purifying Light for 9,000. Fucking hell, that is amazingly powerful. That's just kind of stupid. There we go. Let's give him a little bit extra healing, give him a little bit extra oomph there. And then try to see if this can help out here. And look at how many fucking Twilight Matriarchs are here. Damn, is that obnoxious. There we go. Get him down, get him down, get him down, boys. You ain't leaving here. Yeah, fucking get him. And the baby's coming right back for him, too. I mean, I guess I'll rock around with him, see what happens. Oh, and they got their own fucking Atronach. This is why you need that Night Slayer to get through that Vampire Swarm, too. Woo! 1.6k. You see, not too hard. But just getting through that Vampire's Bane is that main concern. Just keep going on him. The pet will constantly be attacking him. Ooh, and stunned too. Fucking whumped. Out of here. Don't want to see your shit again. Get a little bit of extra magicka back here. Nice. Probably want to be peeling back there, my dudes. Let me see if I can get a little bit of extra stats there. Thank you, thank you. Woo, there we go. Get that Purifying Light on me real quickly. Damn, freaking melted with 2 sorcerers on them. It is real fucking hard to live. Nice. Heal yourselves up real quickly, get the mutagens on here. Oh, damn! There's some of their own fantasy little bit there. Beautiful job there. There we go, and they're getting healed up. There we go, getting the lightning staff heavy attacks off. Looking beautiful. Oh, that looks nice. But there's a little bit too many pets in here. Actually, kind of hard to fucking see where the enemies are. They're just like enveloped in this miasma of pet massive body parts. Trying to avoid any sort of heavy attacks that come towards us. Alright, get up the extra magicka, please. There we go, heal myself up. Nice. Yeah, I think we got to this point. We're kind of clubbing our way through. This gives us a little bit too much of an advantage. Oh, why did you dodge roll backwards? That immediately fucked you. You're like, oh yeah, I'll run away, and then immediately dodge rolls back into the line of fire. I mean, it's fine if you want to die. Get that lightning blockade in there as well. And they're constantly just sharing each other's damage. Please get the fuck out of there. Oh, heal him up real quickly. Yeah, see, look at that, you're nice and fine. Nice, okay, and I get some extra magicka back there too. Oh my god, you're so flexy. Maybe I am, thank you. It's the red panda face. And the fairy Yushanka too, it's all double stacked on top of each other. It's like an Oreo of fluffiness. The best kind there is. Kill them though! We cannot let him be a bastardized version of what we want to be. And gone. Oh, I feel so bad for these people. It's literally just like an unfair mismatch of people right now. And like our team is getting over 200 points ahead. At this point, it's going to be impossible for them to catch up. Oh no. I love their tenacity. They're doing so nice. Woo! Jesus, that hurt. I'm gonna sit there and spam that. Yeah, I'm gonna need to peel back real quickly. There we go, healed up, and the Templar couldn't come in here with his own little execute. Beautiful. I get the pet on top of that. Yes. Oh, beautiful. Keep it going. Keep that charge going. We just gotta keep our allies alive as long as humanly possible. Mutagen more. Mutagen more. Oh shit, now we got the pet on top of us. And I shouldn't be using these detect pots at all. Yes! Oh, Might Slayer coming in there with a little bit of extra oomph to heal us. But we're just constantly getting pegged left and right. Just give me a... Ooh! I just got a double hit there for how much? That doesn't seem right. I feel like I said I got hit for like 20 or... I got hit for like 6,000 and 7,000 right after. No way that fucking happened. Unless like the Vampire's Bane, the Curse, and all of that like procced at the exact same time. But at that point, that's just kind of lucky. Yeah, I just keep going. That can't really be too far away. Oh, beautiful. Get that lightning down there. Do not let him live. Nope, don't need to put the curse on him. There you go. Kind of weird, though. I actually was lightning attacking him many times, and yet I got 0 assists for that whole fucking thing. Let's see, will the same thing happen here? Yeah, I can't help you if you keep running away. Nice. Interesting. I think I should have gotten quite a few more assists there, but whatever. I won't be too salty about it. Wow, look at the kills from the other teams, though. Our Jules person got, let's see, got 7 kills on that one team, 7 kills, so has 4 more kills than the other 2 teams combined. That's pretty impressive. That's actually pretty impressive. Not bad at all. Some branded to the ESM always just so lost. So I'm just here. Hey, that happens. There's a lot of things to learn in this game, so doesn't make sense that you'd probably want to seek out some guidance from none other than truly the fluffiest of the kind. But 1 second, let's take a 2-second break just so that I can use the amenities, and then we'll be right back here. So, alright? 2-second break. And let me take a look here. Do I have that BRB? No, that's too long. There we go. BRB. Alright, we be back, so let's go ahead and let me take off that BRB real quickly so that doesn't get displayed again. So let's go right back on over. I want to do a few more BGs. Let's see though, did we get anything for that? Ooh, I should get the recall stone too, plus the ring. Beautiful. So I can keep that and sell that for another 2k if I needed to. Why not? I mean, I actually do have a crap load of AP. Actually, I probably should deposit this AP, because I do need to get quite a few, like, motif pages, I feel. I just, like, buy them off the vendors in Cyrodiil. Or, actually, you know what? I probably can actually get a couple of those Dawn Prisms. I'm actually kind of wondering what the prices are on those. Although, god damn it, things still going. Let's see, Alliance War. Well, let's enter that real quickly. Oh, 3 friends. I was like, what the hell does that mean? I thought I was guest here. Guest, sure, why not? So let me enter that. I want to just see how expensive it is real quickly. Let me enter! I wish to see the world. I wish to see the sunshine. I wish to see the skin of my enemies flayed off by 1,000 joules of lightning. Beautiful. So you have any questions for this game? Now that you're getting invested into this miasma of a million different expansions. Actually kind of hard to follow at times myself. I love that Troll King. So let's see. Who here actually would have the merchants I'm looking for? Would it be here or at the other base? Okay, yeah, it would be at the other base. Okay. Well, let me jump off over there then. Hey, Christ, I really need to get rid of that fire alarm thing. I mean, I feel like those things are just like plugged into the electrical grid, so why do they ever need to be charged and changed? Seems kind of asinine. And kind of like an oversight of the system itself. Okay, so do you have what we need? Yeah, go ahead and take all my useless crap. Yeah, look at that. And yeah, Dawn Prisms are still probably the best to go. You get a 10 to 100 ratio, or a 1 to 10 ratio. In fact, it's over a 10 to 1 ratio here, because look at that. The minimum these things are selling for is 12.9 thousand. So that's going to actually be quite a lot compared to these, which have much less lower ratios. Use to consume those 40 proofs and then create the rune box. Elenir Arena Lion Pen. Arena Gladiator proofs. Where the fuck would you even get those? At least 20, 30, 50. Arena Gladiator costume. That sounds pretty sweet. So just because of how expensive these actual Dawn Prisms are, these would actually be really nice to have. So if you're going to buy anything with AP, buy these Dawn Prisms, because these are the only ones that are actually worth it. Well, apparently Akaviri Gloves is, but I think Dawn Prisms would be the easiest thing to sell. When my alarm chirps, I throw them away and buy new ones. I mean, you're supposed to just get a new battery and plug it into them, but this one's just also on a really high portion of the roof, so it's like I have to get out of the damn ladder if I want to get it. Might as well buy 4 of them and just put them on the auction house. Why not? Fill up my listings for today. Because this guild requires me, the one that I'm working with right now, requires me to earn like some 200,000 a month for me to stay inside the guild. Although I'm actually not even sure if that's really true. Because they could try to kick me, but I'm probably like one of their more lucrative members in this game. Guild of God. Intoxicating innocence. Oh my god. Oh my god. The Evar. I don't know any of these fucking lyrics. I only know like half of them. Especially considering I only know, or I never actually played Morrowind. Seems really interesting though. The thing is though, I've already read like all of the lore pretty much around Morrowind and your actual story about it. Especially considering that everyone pretty much did the exact same thing when Morrowind came out. You basically kind of like retread the steps of the Nerevar. It didn't stop. Well, it should. Not sure. Curious as to why it didn't. It could have been dead then. Maybe the actual element inside of it that's responsible for everything is just busted. So let's go ahead and sell those little gems there real quickly. Where are they at? Just have it in here. Naren Crux for 10k, I'm keeping those. Yeah, we can sell everything else though. So then, let's see. You want to sell for 12 point... We'll sell you for 12.8. So 12,800. And then quantity 1, and then we'll sell 4 listings of you. Nice. And yep, they're all in there. Nice. So we actually have the lowest current listing for Dawn Prisms. Hey, thank you for the follow, dude. And welcome to the little tribe. Nice. Alright, so now we got that on here. Everything else, though, I'm probably going to be deconning. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, that thing is worth nothing now. I guess I could sell that. All these probably need to be reposted, too. So actually, let me go ahead and let me peel these down. These all need to be reposted. Well, that, and I have enough writ vouchers to actually buy a crapload more of these diagrams, but I really don't need to right now. And they've been up there for over a month now. I need to actually go and get that mail proc, though. So teleport over here, and then back to base. Does that actually fix it? Or do I have to actually log out to get my mail again? Ah, here we go. Beautiful. Take you, take you, take you, take you. Yeah, I don't care about the Night Mother boots, but everything else can be sold. I just sell it for a little bit above what the minimum price is. No, I'm not buying that. Fuck out. Get out of here. I don't need that. There we go. So let's see. You're being sold for a minimum of 11.5, so we'll sell you for 11,400. Yeah, that should work. This one's being sold for 25,000. Minimum of 15 for you. What about you? You're selling for about 25,000 at minimum. Yeah, you decrease significantly in price. 37,000. Yep, that works. Minimum 29, so we'll sell it for 28. Why not? And then 13k for you. So let's see, are those prices right here? So we get the 13,000, the 29, 37, 25, 15, 25. Alright, beautiful. That's all good. Just gotta make sure you have all these accurate prices. This I'll probably end up throwing away. Same thing with this. Because no one wants to buy any of these two writs, and I'm not going to be able to do them. I mean, to do this, I would have to buy a $30,000 motif page, which at that point doesn't make any sense. You're just wasting a shitload of money to make a single shield, and I doubt you're going to get a writ again for that. They sell for 15. Yeah, we'll keep it on there. Someone's going to want that. So that works out. As well as for the other AP, that I could probably use goes towards Akaviri pages. Assuming the Akaviri pages are actually underpriced immensely. Alright, let's do one more. I think we should be okay for today. Because I've been doing these for a hot second, that and trying to record a little build guide for the Mad Sorcerer. That really didn't go very well when you're on stream because there's so many things that actually get you, how should I say, there's so many like minor disturbances, like stream chat interacting with them, or the music, or this fucking thing going off. I'll probably have to actually, probably have to re-record all of that, to be honest. Oh, it's kind of an interesting experiment, though. I know, I feel weird about some of my streaming friends on Twitter fucking advertising this shit out of gifting services and primes and subscriptions. It seems like a weird thing you would do on Twitter, because I feel like Twitter's all about the community interaction, and you would only do that chilling shenanigans if you're on, like, stream itself, but I don't know. To each their own. But is the magical chest here yet again? No, damn it, it's not. Thing's always there. And for those who are currently wondering, I'm streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer, so if you see chats appear from other places, that's why. May seem a little bit off. Ah, beautiful, the God King Heron. Actually, it's a pretty damn sick skin. I've only actually played League of Legends anymore. It's not that like League of Legends is bad or anything, it's just, I don't know, ever since they changed Yorick, I never really had any reason to go back, because Yorick was pretty much my bae. Lily Pichu is literally a male Tritus, that's impossible. Oof. Oof. I'm getting roasted. Not Lily Pichu. This Nivito's not too bad. Ooh, but damn. That skin's actually pretty damn sick. If it wasn't just on an orc who was wearing massive amounts of jewelry, beards, with an ugly ass hat, and a bath towel. I'm going to say a slight no there, ally. You look like a piece of chewed up purple bubblegum in a way. Or like Laffy Taffy even. Where did Laffy Taffy go? There's Laffy Taffy. Damn, looking extra thick in them clothing, boys. Popping straight out of them.
It's fighting time.
Oh, you're beautiful. I give everyone extra mutagens. I guess he could go down towards center. There we go. Found him. Oh, good. And someone's actually using the AoE variant of the Atronach. Woo, damn. I'm just getting, like, wonked by a million fucking heavy attacks from two-handed. Woo, shit. Keep that off. Keep that on. My team in the background. Oh, damn. I actually got it. That always fucking cracks me up. But look at that. Someone actually is able to hear to appreciate pure comedy. Magica, my eek.
Still more fighting to be done.
Just like Magic Mike. Oh yeah, getting that heroic healer, getting those assists. That's what I fucking love to see. Get the extra mutagen for everybody else. Let's go ahead and get him sucked dry. Oof. Got a killing blow with a Night Slayer yet again. Will be able to get him hit too. I'm not sure why he felt the need to utilize fucking Magic Bomb there. Shit does like 0 deeps. Whew. I mean, if they keep trickling in one by one, this will just be a free kill. A free fucking pasta sauce fest. Woo, damn. Fucking 8k ultimate right on top of it. Christ almighty, I just got everything dunked on me at the exact same time. Got a freaking... I don't actually wondering if the Daedric Tomb ultimate was because of something else. Here, I'm gonna go over here. For a second, I thought I was actually gonna be walking off that cliff and dying. See, that thing better fucking summon me correctly. Oh, you can't be running there. Just get a little bit of extra going on there. There we go. Get an extra healing. Keep spamming that.
There is still more fighting to be done.
There is still more to be done. The gods demand more blood to be quenched. Beautiful. And we're still able to get it. Oh, he fucked that up. He was trying to do a... What was that? Magica Bomb combo. But he completely fucked it up. He did it too late. You gotta be quicker than that there, laddie. I mean, a Magica Bomb with a Nightblade ultimate is actually a really good combination. Because then you just get all of that damage there. Yeah, I think this is going to be over for the team. I mean, Purple legitimately right now has a solid 0 kills. I don't know, do you think that's going to save you? Oh, and someone keeps using that silver leash thing to keep yoinking them back to us. It's actually kind of funny. And my pet appears to be keep yoinking Nightblades out of it. Stealth. And look, the Matriarch's back again. Running straight after them. There we go. No need to run away there. Beautiful. Again, look at this. They keep coming in one by one. I mean, that's the worst thing to do in BGs is to go in one by one. Because that instantaneously kind of fucks you over. Here we go. And a vampire ultimate. That ain't gonna save you. Now with us healing in the background. Christ, look at that. Purple team has 0. They at least could get like 1 or 2, but damn. There you go. Purple got 1. There you go. Wow. And look at that. The teams kept leaving too. That's impressive. That is absolutely impressive. Gundafat.org. Wow. It just blows my fucking mind. That's the weird thing about BGs. You get a weird combination of either you do a shitload... I mean, in terms of like you do like a shitload of DPS and healing and you get like a really high score. Or it's the opposite where it's like you get absolutely curb stomped the entire time. Like a very strange lack of an in-between. I really don't get it. I think maybe it's just like the balancing of it. Maybe it's just like all fucked up and you're not able to actually properly get into a team of your caliber. So it always just like constantly wildly flinks to the left and right trying to correct the course. I don't know, hard to say. Although, I think we'll have to call it good there, though, because I've been streaming for a hot second, and, well, let me actually take a look here. Actually, wait. Curious, because I did have to change my stream settings for a bit, so how long have I actually been streaming? No, I've been streaming for, like, 3.5, 4 hours now. I'll take a gander. What we got here in terms of... We got 0 on YouTube, 0 on Twitch. Well, shit. I think we'll call it good for today. I think we'll be back on tomorrow, though. Hard to say. It just determines how much time we have for tomorrow, but I think we'll call it good day today here, everybody. Maybe I'll finish up and edit up that Sork video for maybe a few entertainments. Maybe we'll have to see how that actually goes, but I think... Other than that, I want to thank you all for joining me this evening. If you had fun, follow whatever platforms your favorite YouTube, Twitch, or Mixa. Other than that, there's social media links down below, as well as Discord if you want to join the community, as well as get notified when I go live. But other than that, my name is Pandalius, and make sure to eat your daily allowance of vegetables. fuck was that?